everyone, and welcome to the Wise and Jones podcast. My name is Chris.
And my name is Lee.
So this is currently a fortnightly podcast due to change, possibly, in the future, where we discuss everything from TV to video games, music to real-world news stories, and everything in between, basically. We're currently live on Twitch, and the show will always, when possible, be aired live on the platform. We will be taking questions and thoughts on the topics we've discussed throughout from people in chat at the end of the show, so please do feel free to get involved. Mr. Wise, how are you doing?
I'm all good, dude. It's been a while.
It has certainly been a while, hasn't it?
It's been a while since we've done one of these.
Yeah.
A little bit nervous.
Yeah, I must admit I am.
You shouldn't be, though. You're used to this.
Yeah, but I don't know, this feels...
alive.
Yeah, but I kind of feel like this is more of a radio show currently. It's kind of, I feel like it's more formatted.
True.
And trying to kind of stay relative and stay on course, where it's usually in a Twitch stream. Anything can happen.
You know, if we go on a tangent, it happens.
We will be going on tangents, so that's what we do.
Definitely. That is what we do.
It's what we used to.
But no, I'm ready for it. I'm ready to bring a bit of positivity and something a bit different from all the doom and gloom.
Definitely, yeah.
That's going around.
Yeah, it's been an interesting year. But yeah, I think it's definitely the best way of describing it, I think. But yeah, I think people need uplifting moments and escapes from the real world. It's not burying your head in the sand, but it's just escaping. It's escaping from it, just to have a little bit of fun for it.
It's like a distraction.
It is, exactly. Just having a bit of fun for a couple
and a bit of fun, yeah.
And a bit of fun, exactly. But how's everything with you, sort of in life at the moment and work wise?
All good.
All good, yeah.
Work's busy, which is good. It's better than I expected.
Definitely. Yeah.
And home life is great as well.
Fantastic stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
how about yourself?
I'm having a bit of a hell kick at the moment, Mr. Wise.
I did see that the other day.
Yeah. So started this week on Monday, working from 2 recipe books, which I think are called The Pinch of Knob.
We've got that. We've got that book.
Oh, have you? It's really good.
Yeah, there's some good recipes in there.
Really impressed by it so far. So pretty much every day this week I've been cooking. So every meal so far, apart from the pizza tonight, has been really healthy.
Did you have a takeaway?
It wasn't a takeaway, no. It was just a little more. So it actually wasn't too bad, and it was just a pizza. There was no extras or anything like that. So
I also had a pizza from that supermarket chain that you were just about to say.
Yes. Did I say it, or did I avoid it?
I don't know if you said Morrison's or not, but it's out there now.
Other Morrisons are available.
Yeah, and pizza.
And pizza, yes, of course. So yeah, it's all good. I've not been having energy drinks. I've been cutting them out.
Ooh, that's a big step.
It is a big step.
It took me a while to do that.
Did you?
One of the best ones I ever did.
Yeah, when you first came off that, because like recently I'd literally been having at least one a day. Did you have a headache for about a week?
No, but that will be the lack of caffeine. But I never drank coffee before until I stopped drinking energy drinks. So I kind of just replaced it, but obviously not as much. Not as high a volume as caffeine, but I was still getting the kick.
Yeah, getting that. Yeah, see, I've been waking up. I've been getting up a little bit early and having a coffee in the morning, which I thought would be better. Which it is, but just for a couple of days afterwards, like the start of this week, I just had a bit of a headache, which I thought might have been a sort of a response to not having the energy drinks. But
how many were you having though?
Probably one a day. I wasn't having more than one a day.
But at least one a day.
But at least one a day for quite a while, really.
There's a lot of caffeine in them, and all the other shite is what's probably your body's like going, I'm used to all this stuff in my body. Yeah,
very true. So so that's going on at the moment, which is good, and again a positive thing and a positive step.
I'm proud of you for that.
Thank you very much. And work's going well.
It's a hard time to be doing anything like that.
It is, yeah. But at the same time, I think it's a hard time to do it, but the best time to get into it, in a way.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
I think it's a good excuse to do it. So I say, like yourself, work is good, and things are not too bad, all considering at the moment. So as we just mentioned, with how much of a shit show 2020 has been so far, and daily negativity that we see in the news and in life, we figured a good way of getting the ball rolling again here on the podcast would be to flip that negative table of this year and seek out the positives by looking at upbeat stories, both personally and again globally, and just basically try and bring a smile to people's faces again. So
there has been a lot, surprisingly.
There has been a
nice.
lot. Yeah, going through this and kind of researching
not just like before COVID, but there's actually stuff during that period of time as well, during lockdown and everything.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is great.
Yeah. So shall we start off with some sort of personal highlights before we get into sort of global things? So, Mr. Wise, what would you say have been your highlights of 2020 so far?
Well, personally, there's only sort of only one thing really.
I wonder what this could be. I bet it's healthy, isn't it?
Well, there's a few, but the main thing is obviously the upside to having all this time off work during lockdown. I mean, I'm back to work now, but I was off for about 3.5 months off work. So that was crap initially, but the upside is I got to spend a huge amount of time with my daughter, which I wouldn't normally, which was great.
Yeah.
Got to see her every single day, and she was at a stage where, I mean, she still is, to be fair, but at this age, they're just changing every day.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, you're literally in front of you seeing her grow up every single day, aren't you?
Yeah. So I basically went from a stage of she couldn't, she could sit up, but she couldn't crawl.
Yeah.
To being able to walk during that period, which was
amazing,
amazing,
isn't it?
So that was just great. I'll never get that time again.
No.
Hopefully.
See, that's it. That is like, obviously, but like with your firstborn, you know, that absolutely. Is a one-off thing, and you've had the luck to spend that most important time with her.
So good,
and with Meg as well, obviously. You know, you've both got to experience
dog as well. That. Very important.
Yes, yeah.
But child comes first.
Yeah,
as my wife would say, also.
My wife.
My wife.
I had to. Sorry.
So yeah, I mean that's been great for me.
Yeah.
You know, there's a couple of other things. Like I got back into an old hobby, which I started doing technically at the end of last year, but I really got into it during lockdown, which was Warhammer.
Yes, Warhammer 40K. Of course, yeah.
Paint, mainly paint. I've still yet to roll the dice or actually try and play the bloody thing. But I like collecting stuff and painting it.
Yeah.
And then looking at it and saying, I should do something with that.
Yeah. And then you play little army people with them.
Yes. Shut up. But no, it's been good to get back into that.
Yeah, in fairness, I think with that, obviously, speaking as someone that, you know, has never been into that and doesn't understand the actual, like, the game point of view. I understand the collectible kind of side of things. But I think a lot of people, in fairness, probably don't actually get it for the gaming point of it. I'm sure that, you know, obviously people do that, but a lot of people will be like yourself and just like to collect them and enjoy the process of painting them and like creating them and making them your own kind of thing. So
absolutely,
I definitely don't think you're on your own with that.
No, I think it's I mean it kind of works for most hobbies really, that kind of situation, but no, there is a lot of versatility with the hobby, which is good.
Yeah,
for me.
Definitely.
You can either rush through it and get it all out to, if you did have time to play it, you can do it really quick, or you can just take your time with it, come back to it every so often. It's great. Yeah, exactly. Which is what I'm doing because time and life.
Well, like you say, like you often say to me, it'll be say a night where you know, Meg might be watching you know, something on TV that maybe you wouldn't have an interest in, so you can sit at the table whilst doing that and listening to some music or having something on YouTube in the background or something. It's a perfect little hobby to do, actually, in a way, isn't it?
Yeah, it kept me sane whilst Meg was watching whatever the crap was on.
Yeah. Which is a lot of crap at times. I don't mean that personally to me. But... something. But me and Jack's watched quite a lot of serial killer things as well.
I don't mind him. At least he's not watching like EastEnders and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's
quite lucky in that regard.
Yeah, watching soaps all the time would be
Yeah. Screw that.
Screw that
Indeed.
Screw that.
But so that hobby actually put me in touch with an older friend more as well. We sort of, well, you know him, it's Charles, Tom.
Yeah.
we sort of rekindled our friendship. Well, it was like the back end. Was it? When did we do the Christmas stream?
That was I don't want to sound stupid here, but it was just before Christmas.
Was that 18 or 19?
The Christmas stream, or do you mean
Yeah.
the marathon that we did?
The marathon, sorry, the marathon.
Marathon, yeah. So marathon was
18,
2018, yeah, December 1st, 2018.
So we were friends all through school, high school, should I say. And then we sort of, I don't know, we drifted apart sort of in our late teens, early 20s. And then he got back in touch a couple of years ago. And we're still sort of saw each other quite distant. But during lockdown and that, we did get back in touch more. Through that hobby. And another hobby, the NFL.
Yes.
Duval.
Got to get it in there.
Sorry. Duval. Stupid thing.
For listeners only at the moment, Lee is wearing a Jaguars hat. I should point that out.
I am, yeah. Apparently, I'm just obsessed.
He is, yeah. It's totally in the picture as well.
All kind of tied together of just having that extra time to get back in touch with your friends and get back into your hobbies, and appreciate life for what you've got at home and not worrying about the outside world as much. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, that I'm not wanting to take over your little bit, but one of mine, I may as well tie it in, is just being more appreciative. I think you're spot on with that. Just things in general. I think that time, away from you guys and my close friends and stuff. Time away from being able to see my parents as much as I usually would, and like my brother and nephew and stuff. Then the time since then that we've got to spend together has felt so much. I don't know, just so much nicer. And
quality time.
It's quality. Yeah, that is exactly the right way of putting it. Yeah, it's appreciating that quality time. And yeah, just more appreciative of like you say, of life in general, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You definitely appreciate the little things in life.
Yeah.
You realise how much stuff that you didn't need to do time-wise. Like you don't need to go out for meals all the time. You don't need to go shopping all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
You don't need to go wandering everywhere.
No.
It's nice when you do it, but I think it was getting to a point where people were doing it just
for the sake
modern
of it.
life. They're just doing it for the sake of it and trying to go out there and do as much as they can in a little space of time and just rushing through life, basically.
I think it's getting into people getting to like kind of a robotic kind of routine thing. It's something like you feel you have to do because it's been part of your routine of whatever, and I think that's just a natural thing to do. But I think
what my parents did, so I've got to kind of live that way.
Exactly. That's it. It's kind of things that you've maybe grown up with or been used to in the past however many years. So I think that time of being forced to essentially stay at home and only go out for essentials and necessity and stuff. It does make you realise that actually you can maybe spend your time doing something more productive or something a little bit more sort of worthwhile.
The whole essentials thing was kind of funny because it was just go out for essentials. You can only get bread and milk and everything. So you go to a local supermarket and get ice cream and all the other crap you need.
Exactly.
You're feeling down about it all, but no. It's
I think
interesting time.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've probably all learnt to shop better.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe not
Definitely.
actually. Maybe that's what we should have learnt. I think that first shop that like when the lockdown happened.
I think normal people will have.
Yeah. What is normal?
Not us.
Not us. Who'd have thought
us.
it? Not me. So any more personal highlights for yourself?
Not really. Like I say, I mean, I'm sure there is. There's a lot of things. Like another thing about having time at home was I kind of did it because work. If I don't work, I put on weight because I like to eat.
Yeah,
I've got a very physical job. So I was kind of forced to do it, but I actually ended up really enjoying it, which is working out. Not with weights or anything. I did the Joe Wicks.
Of course you did, didn't you?
Which were all the rage during the lockdown. but it was actually my wife's followed him for years because he has been sort of on the up and up.
Yeah.
So she kept doing it, which inspired me to do it, and I thought, yeah, I'm putting on a little bit of timber. I'll give it a go. Did the first workout. I was completely done in.
Yeah.
But I thought, that felt good. I kind of want to do more of that.
Yeah.
So I ended up doing I think it was every other day I did 25-minute hit or whatever it was.
Mm.
And
Definitely seemed to do it for a while.
it tested me, but it got easier.
Yeah.
And by sort of mid-lockdown, I did feel a massive difference in my health.
Yeah.
And fitness.
Yeah.
Because when it did come to the period where we could see friends again, but at a distance and so such, I actually met up with Tom, who I mentioned before.
Yeah.
Between us wiping the ball down with disinfectant and stuff, we actually played a bit of American football, which was great. And
yeah,
I was doing constant back and forth sprinting, and I felt completely
better
fine.
than what you would have
Whereas
done a few weeks ago. Yeah,
before lockdown,
yeah,
I would have been completely done in, which I was last week because I'm back to my normal self.
Yeah,
not working out. It didn't stick.
No,
but it felt good at the time.
It felt good, and it gave you. Yeah. It shows that you can do it. I think doing stuff like that and getting that feeling and motivation, it just shows that if you wanted to, you could easily get back into that routine and probably stick to it for a bit longer, maybe.
It's easy to say, well, if I had the time that I had during lockdown, but 25 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever, you can make that time every day.
Of course you can. Get up a little bit earlier in the morning.
Motivation in working out. But if you've got it, then yeah, I'd definitely recommend it. A little bit of exercise, boost your mental health, big time.
Definitely, yeah. It's definitely something I'm, along with, like I mentioned before, doing the health kick, I definitely want to kind of incorporate some form of exercise into it. And really, I won't be getting back into the running that I used to do years ago. So I think doing like the workouts on YouTube or whatever like that is probably the best bet. The front room is a good space to do that.
It's in your own home, in your own environment.
Yeah, exactly. I feel more comfortable.
I found that helpful.
I don't feel comfortable going to the gym, really, as things are.
No, I don't think I would.
The only times I've gone to the gym, which was twice, I threw up after both times going.
Wow.
One in a very public place and one in the toilet.
Was it the sauna?
No, the public place
Could you imagine?
Oh, God. No, it was worse. Oh, that would have been bad, actually. I feel like it was slightly worse than that. So I went to the Pure Gym in Leeds, which is just near the arena. So my first proper time there, I'd arranged a free personal trainer session. And it wasn't a particularly... It didn't really, really, really push me. But obviously, as what I was compared to, it did push me. But I felt really good, like, as I was doing it, and after I felt really good, walked out, was walking through, for those of you that know Leeds, I was walking through the St. John Centre, and I was walking through the top bit, and I was like, oh, my stomach's feeling a bit churny, I think I need to go to the toilet. So I took a left, went to the toilets into the St. John Centre, realised you had to pay, realised I didn't have any change on me, then had a panic, kind of did a turn, literally just a spin, and then realised I am going to sick, I need to go somewhere, and I just went in like...
Shouldn't have done the turn, man.
Yeah. It was that did it. And I just went in like a little, what I imagine would be an emergency exit to one of the shops, just in the corner. And there were lots of people around, and no one stopped to help or ask if I was okay.
It's Leeds.
It's Leeds. No one cares. And then
what time of day it is? Someone's throwing up in Leeds.
Exactly. That's
what to say about Leeds.
Yeah, at least 1 second a day. Maybe that's why we don't get the tourism that we deserve.
That's it. It's just everyone's afraid of the
stinks of sick. I think I said something else then. And shit
as well. Yeah.
And shit as well. So yeah, I have a sort of I don't think I'll be rushing back to a gym anytime soon. But so yeah, doing it in the comfort of your own home. I can just get up maybe half an hour earlier in the morning to what I usually would. Go downstairs on my own. Can put my headphones in to listen to it. So yeah, I think generally a lot of people have been doing a similar thing. I mean, obviously, Joe Witt's kind of, as a lot of people have generally, pounced on this opportunity to be doing stuff online and passing stuff over to people. And people...
He's done a lot of good with it.
Yeah, definitely,
That,
absolutely. I mean, people were quick
that's
to
what.
kind of make fun of him about it, but because it was an easy
Yeah.
target. But at the end of the day, he was doing a damn good thing and doing a lot of good thing for people. So
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, he was basically giving away a service for free. He was
exactly,
keeping the whole PE thing with Joe Wicks was great
yeah,
because like I know my niece was doing it and other people that I know their children were doing it. And it was just a bit of fun and something to break from the norm every morning.
yeah,
I admired that.
yeah. You got to break away from Norman at times, haven't you?
And he stuck to it. Yeah, obviously he's got his own brand, and in the end he's going to make a lot of money for him. But he's also done. I'm sure he did something massive for charity as well.
I think it's done. He's generally speaking, as he's been, like you say earlier, he's been kind of like growing up the ladder the past few. Growing up the ladder. That's not a
Growing
saying.
up ladder.
He's been growing up ladder. He's been.
Second step.
It's been stepping up that ladder the past few years, and in terms of his fame. But I think along that time, he's been doing charity stuff and things like that. I think he's a good guy. He's a decent guy.
Oh, definitely.
Good on him.
From what I've
Like
seen.
someone like that deserves to. He works hard, both physically and
He's also got a very attractive wife. Just gonna throw
does
that
he?
out there.
Right.
Yeah.
I did not realise that.
I didn't realise who he was married to until I think Meg mentioned her name. I was like, that's somebody who used to be in Front magazine as a model.
Oh God! Wow.
Rosie Jones.
Oh, I
Rosie
recognise that
Jones,
name.
Front magazine. Google it. You won't be sorry.
I recognise the name Rosie Jones, but I never used to read Front magazine, so I'm confused now.
I was like, you know what? He's just. I mean, he was top bloke anyway, but yeah, he's really looked out in life.
He's done well for himself, hasn't he?
He has. He has.
Oh dear. So working out has been another sort of little highlight for you.
Great for your mental health.
Yes, yeah, which has been
All around.
I think people have been doing a lot of different things through this in terms of dealing with that, which we'll probably get onto in a minute when we talk more globally in terms of what people have been doing. But I think working out is definitely a good way of doing it.
I would say the best balance is work out, get you high.
Mm-hmm.
Alcohol keeps it going.
Keeps it going, yeah.
It's like
definitely.
a reward. Yeah.
It is, yeah. Cheers, by the way, everyone.
Either or.
Either or.
Yeah. Or both.
Or both. At the same time.
Not at the same time. No,
Oh, Lee, you have to spoil it, don't you? God damn it. So, anything else you want to add? Or
nothing personal.
No,
wise, no.
nothing personal.
No. I've got a lot of stories.
Yeah.
For the whole world.
The whole world, yes.
Sorry, it's not for the whole year. As well.
Awesome. That is good. To hear.
Like I said, the stuff before lockdown and then the stuff during lockdown.
Yeah.
It's been good stuff this year.
It has been a good year.
Yeah. Actually, I will say one more personal thing if that's okay.
Oh yes, yeah.
So, back to my daughter.
I think you might mention something. Well, maybe I don't know, but there was something I was going to add on to that. But you go ahead.
Okay. Back to my daughter. Just before lockdown, it was literally the weekend before lockdown.
Yes.
We actually had a naming day for her.
That is what I was going to mention.
Which was like one last big hurrah to get family together.
Yes.
And close friends and that. And yeah, we're not religious, so we didn't want a christening or anything like that, but we wanted something to sort of celebrate Molly. So we actually chose our odd parents to be her odd parents for our odd daughter, for your odd daughter.
Yes, my odd daughter. A very proud odd parent here.
So I actually chose Mr. Jones as an odd parent, me and my wife, and then Charlie and his Mrs. Sarah, and also somebody else as well. Yeah. So that was just like a really good sort of. It felt like a good hurrah before the storm.
It was. It was such a lovely day. It was.
It
was so awesome.
Socially distanced. Like we were shaking hands.
We were
elbowing.
It was literally at the time where we didn't know for sure if a lockdown was coming, but I think everyone kind of knew this was probably going to be the last time that everyone would be together in this. In these numbers anyway. But so everyone was kind of joking about it, obviously. But no one was really.
Had hand gel everywhere.
Yeah, there was hand gel everywhere. But everyone were giving the elbows and bumping and stuff. So
for me, that was just a really nice moment for this year.
It was brilliant. I so thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I didn't really know what to expect from the naming ceremony. And I just knew I liked the idea of it because, like I said, I'm not religious myself, but I think doing something like that is a fantastic idea. And yeah, it was so well done. And the is it the Celebrant? Was it the Celebrant that did it? No, what's
the lady?
Yeah, I think
I don't know what she was.
Usually, when it's a non-religious, they tend to be called like Celebrant or something, don't they? She was lovely, very nice lady who did it. And it was an honour for me to do a reading as well. You asked me to read a poem out.
It was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Beautifully executed.
Yes, thank you. And Molly dropped a toy right at the end of it.
She did. She rained on your parade. So.
She certainly did rain on my parade.
As any odd daughter should do.
She did. She did. She did. I would encourage it. She did do it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's it. Sorry, I just wanted to get that in there.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you did because I was going to add that on, just saying that was definitely one of the highlights from this year because it was just such a lovely day all around. Obviously for a lovely cause, but just getting to see everyone for kind of that last time before we all had to hide away in our houses. Yeah. So personal highlights for me, I would say generally speaking, streaming, obviously. Because I had a bit of a kind of hiatus at the beginning of the year. I had about 3 months off from it. Basically just because I was moving in here. Oh yeah, I moved in with Jax. That should be a highlight as well. Actually, I didn't write that down. That was a highlight, moving in with
Priorities
Jax. And all. But yeah, so that was kind of getting everything sorted here, and with that, it took me ages to kind of get the motivation to.
It's been fantastic having you back streaming.
Oh, thank you, dude. Yeah,
because you obviously dabbled in it.
Last year was a dabbling year. I think I kind of was on and off with it.
Yeah,
and then
but when you, sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to say, and then the idea was to really kind of carry on with it like into the new year, but obviously moving house, it's quite hard to. I mean, Sam Longstaff has just proved me wrong with that. He's just managed to do that seamlessly.
He's made you look like a right mug.
He fucking is. So yeah, I basically had 3 months off because getting the kind of motivation to get back into it again was a little bit tough. But
you got to be in the right headspace for it.
You do have to be in the right headspace for it. And you know what? That right headspace kind of the form it came in for me. A global pandemic.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was it had been on my mind to get back into it for sort of a few weeks before lockdown happened. So it was kind of the perfect opportunity to do it. Obviously, having all this extra spare time at home. I mean, like you were saying earlier, just because everyone was stuck at home doesn't mean that you were free all the time. There was still shit to do. But I obviously had more opportunity to do it in terms of setting it all up the way I wanted to do and make a few changes here and there. And yeah, really from there, I mean, was it April, I think I came back? I think end of March. So. End of March, beginning of April, maybe. I can't quite remember. And since then, it's just kind of gone from strength to strength, really. And like in terms of creative kind of juices flowing and stuff, I keep getting lots of little hits every now and again, and we keep messaging each other going, this would be a good idea, and that would be a good idea.
Knowing what we used to be like back when we actually had time to do stuff.
Yeah.
But for some reason still never had time. I have to look back and laugh at when I say I was super busy. Like, what were you doing? I was spending 30 hours playing Skyrim.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of actually acting upon our creativeness.
Yeah.
We've always had ideas and stuff, but this I'm glad you've got back in. Like, for me, it's not the right time to do it on my own, like you are.
Yeah.
But I like being able to help you out and support you and
exactly, which you do.
Come up with some funny stuff.
And obviously, starting this, the podcast up again is something we can do. Digitally, we don't have to be in the same room to do it, and it works perfectly fine.
It's great.
So yeah, no, it's been fantastic, and the support and everything has been fantastic, and the little the little community that started out last year has grown to a much bigger community now, and it's it's a beautiful thing, and I'm so appreciative of everyone that's helped along the way and everything. So yeah, that's obviously been a very big positive of this year so far. Um,
It has of mine, really. It has,
Yeah?
It's
me
been,
coming
it's been
back?
lovely to see. Yeah,
Oh,
of course.
I have a little tear trickling down my eye. I think I might have an infection, actually. I don't know.
Along with the world's smallest violin.
Yeah. So during lockdown, our pub quiz nights.
Oh, yes, of course.
Our pub
I was going to
quizzes
mention those then. I completely
were
forgot.
brilliant. Absolutely loved them. I think we did it for
So good.
what will it have been? 8 weeks, 9 weeks, 10 weeks.
We had
probably.
a long stint.
We had quite a long stint with it, actually, didn't we? So
Don't
maybe.
know, well, I do know why we stopped, but we should get back into them.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind carrying
Again,
on the pub quiz
I'd
thing.
love to do it again.
I think this is the thing, actually. There's a lot of things. It's kind of basically what we were trying to say before.
My bottle opener.
That is pretty cool. Yeah, you've never been able to show that off on stream before, have you? On
I haven't. No.
Yeah, that is a hell of a bottle opener. Yeah, in terms of like being more appreciative of things and having a different outlook, like a lot of the things that people have taken up during this time, it shouldn't just have to be for times like these. It should be things that you can carry on doing. So like, families and friends and stuff joining together to do quizzes through Zoom or Skype or whatever can be a thing you do all the time. You don't have to wait for there to be a lockdown or for there to be a complete breakdown of the country. It should be something you can do.
Because people can use it as an excuse like that, like you say, like, oh, there's not much else to do, we might as well video chat and try and do some other stuff. But yeah, you can do that anytime.
Of course you can.
Obviously, people choose not to for whatever reasons. But all those things I mentioned before, personal-wise, they've all carried on going afterwards because it's opened my eyes to things differently,
Yeah, definitely. I think that's been a big thing with me in terms of like having a different outlook and life in general, and just my personal, also like behaviours and stuff, and looking at. It sounds like such a hippie, shitty thing to say, but like looking at myself and how I act and things, and just time to reflect, I think is the right way of saying it. And thinking, actually,
I got a call then from our good friend Charlie.
A call?
Cut me off.
God damn it, Charlie! He's still messing with our shit. So
what is he doing? He's still doing it.
I thought it keeps going. It's all right. We can still see you. It's all right. But yeah, just reflecting on my own behaviours and stuff, and thinking, could I act better with that? Could I deal with things better? And thinking, actually, I could be a slightly better person by doing this or doing that. And yeah, like you say, that has continued, and kind of into life philosophies.
Do you know why he rang me?
Why?
He's literally just messaged to say you said we could call anytime.
Oh,
that son of a bitch.
Well, in fairness to him, that's he is good for
anytime, but not now.
Yes. God damn it, Charlie.
Such a beautiful man.
He is a beautiful man.
He is a beautiful man.
What a beautiful, beautiful man. So
good work, Jim.
The pub quiz was that was me.
Oh, that was you.
Yeah.
Good work anyway, Jim.
Just generally speaking. The pub quiz was fantastic. We did it on a weekly basis, didn't we? And we took it in terms to be the quiz master. I don't know why I said master. I've never pronounced the word master before.
Quiz master.
Quizmaster.
The demon head quizmaster.
Quizmaster. That needs to be a thing. Holy shit, write it down.
We should make a sketch.
Yes. Where's my book? Where's my notepad?
My browser closed again.
Lee, you've got your notepad. Write it down. Demon Quizmaster.
Demon head quizmaster.
Demon head quizmaster.
I'm actually writing that down.
Do it. We can make that into a sketch. See, we're doing it as we go, guys. This is just how we work.
This is what we do.
This is what we should have had before. We should have had a notepad that we took round with us just to write down all our ideas.
See, now if you read that in the form of The Walking Dead, it would be Demon Quiz Headmaster. Sorry, completely off topic here, but I've got to say it. So, The Walking Dead, Series 1, he wakes up in hospital and he comes to a door.
Okay.
And there's like zombies behind it, like trying to get through.
Okay.
And it says, don't open dead inside. But wait, any normal human would read it. It says,
Don't
dead. Open
inside.
Yeah. Sorry, just wanted to
Yeah,
get
no,
that.
that's true, actually. Yeah, I see where you're coming from with that.
Yeah.
So
And that's how I writ it there. So
yeah,
writ it. That's
writ
right.
it. Yeah, I'm going to say that.
Yorkshire.
That's how I writ it.
I'm from Yorkshire. Back me up, Charlie.
Bang you up or back you up?
Both.
Both. Well, yeah, depends what night it is. So we took it in turns to be quiz master, and we kind of did different kind of formats each week. You know, some weeks were just like a straightforward sort of quiz with different rounds and different topics. We had certain topics each week. You know, I did like music ones. Lee, you did a couples quiz one week, which was fun.
The couples one was
a hell
great.
of a...
We've learned a lot about each other.
We have learned a lot about people doing a couples quiz.
Yeah.
If people want to learn out deep, dark secrets about each other, then do a couples quiz.
It was like a Mr. and Mrs.
It was done in that kind of style, yeah.
Like boys and girls, like, yeah. That was great. But also, the music ones. I mean, not only because I won. Did I win both music? Or... Possibly.
I feel like you...
I know I won at least one music one.
I think you won one, and I feel like Jax did... I think Jax won
Yeah.
the first one, and you won the second one, I believe. Or vice versa. Yeah.
But smashed it either way.
Yeah.
So
I
I enjoyed
doing
those
that.
ones.
Yeah, the music ones were good. I enjoyed putting... I really enjoyed, because I did 3 quizzes in total, and one was just a proper... I did, a Trivial Pursuit style one, didn't I? With the different,
Like a general knowledge.
General knowledge one with different topics and stuff that people had to choose. But I really enjoyed, putting stuff together, and I know for a fact that you will have been the same in terms of putting it together.
Oh, yes.
You really enjoyed doing it.
Especially during lockdown, it was it gave me something to focus on for that week as well.
Definitely, and it was, in a way, a bit of a creative, in the way we are, it was something creative to do.
I just like having something to get notes ready for, to be honest.
Yeah.
Whilst I'm walking the dog.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an enjoyable thing to do.
So much stuff written down from walking the dog that will never come to fruition, but it's there, and I had fun making it.
Have you got things written down that you go back to where, at the time, you wrote maybe 1 word or 2 words, thinking, I'll remember what that is, and now months later you're like, what was that?
Yeah. Some of the D&D campaigns that I writ, the stories.
Yes.
Sorry, wrote.
Written.
Not writ. There's most of them are going into quite a lot of detail. And then there's the odd couple that I've just put key points of the story or where the basic premise of it, and I'm like
a bullet point thing.
What the fuck is this even about? But one day we'll get back to doing D&D.
We will. Yeah.
I love that stuff.
Yeah, that is fun. Again, it's a fun, creative thing to do.
Love it.
And you really enjoy putting them together, which is perfect.
I love being the DM. Which is great.
See, that's the thing. As much as I enjoy creating stuff and putting things together, I wouldn't really be able to do that. I don't think I have quite as much.
We did it. We've done it a couple of times, haven't we? And I DM. I think Dave did one, didn't he? Which was good. He actually did a good job as well.
He did. It was just a shame. It was Dave, me, you, and your brother, wasn't it?
Yeah. That was short.
Well, we had 2 where it was like that, because we had one at your brother's, which was, I really enjoyed that. The whole setting in your brother's old little garage was so perfect. And that was such a good one. That was where Mam was born.
Mam, yes.
Which is going to mean nothing to anyone. Apologies for that reference. But
joke.
that is definitely an inside joke. But that is, again, I imagine something that a lot of people have gotten into during this period. Maybe it's it's a fun thing to do.
See, I'd love the idea of doing an online D&D, but music for me is a big part of it. How often, if I'm writing a D&D session, I'll make the music first for each scenario and go through it in my head.
You have playlists on Spotify.
I do. I have many playlists on Spotify, which will mean it'll be complete nonsense to anyone who doesn't know what it is.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. It's always interesting because it always comes up on because you're my only friend on Spotify. So what you're listening to always comes up in the top corner of my Spotify. So I get to see so much shit that's on there. But every now and then it'll come from a playlist of pirates or maybe not pirates, but a cops one or something.
I've got a pirate one. I've got
You do have I'm pretty sure, yeah.
You see, I've done a pirate one, and I've made Pirates 2, the sequel to that D&D session. So we need to crack on, because I'm doing sequels to things we haven't even done yet.
Oh my god, right, okay, yeah, we need to get crack-a-lacking then, don't we?
Yeah.
Crack-a-lacking, I've not used that term for
crack-a-lacking.
Okay, let's get crack-a-lacking.
Beauty.
Oh, right, okay. Let me just
any more personal highlights?
get through my personal highlights. So, Leeds United, obviously, personally, quite a big personal highlight of this year, getting back to the Premier League after 16 years. Leeds. Even getting, you more into it, I think, is a positive. Just seeing how much you've actually been enjoying it and getting into it.
Just to clarify that, I was watching it before. I was watching it like a year before we went in Premiership.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, no, in fact, so Meg really has been sort of the Leeds United fan, and you've kind of got more into it.
Yeah,
because she watches it, and obviously, because I'm a fan, I suppose you've been feeling to watch it as well. So,
well, like football, I've always loved the World Cups and Euros and things like that.
Yeah,
I've always supported England, loved the World Cup, but I've never really been that bothered about actually following Leeds. Even though I should, because I'm from Leeds, but at the same time, I want Leeds to do well.
Yeah,
kind of thing. So, but since watching it like last year, and watching the rise of it all, and then them actually getting it was great. And knowing people like you, who are and other people that I know who are massive Leeds supporters, like my brother-in-law, the happiness it's been, it's been a long time. 16 years, is it?
16 years out of the Premier League, yeah. Yeah, but the thing people always fail to say is that, it's been 16 years out of the Premier League, but those last 2 seasons in the Premier League, like 2002, 2003, were absolutely fucking horrible as well. Like, really shitty ownership and players getting sold like left, right and centre. So it's been like 18 years of shit.
Yeah. And I think that's what put me off getting into it, but to be honest, because all I heard from Leeds fans was how shit Leeds were doing. So
yeah. You wouldn't want
I don't really want to get into that.
Yeah, exactly. I don't blame you. That's exactly it. So it's been thoroughly enjoyable. Obviously,
I don't care.
It was you're not a glory supporter. I'm not accepting.
I'm from Leeds.
You're from Leeds, and you started watching before anyway. So it was obviously kind of very. It was sad not being able to be at the games, like that final run-in and everything when everything came back, but being able to watch it all. See it all unfold and everything was amazing and very emotional at times as well, especially with, I know it's a positive podcast and everything, but we lost quite a few legends of the club during that time, which brought things down a little bit. So getting those victories and finally getting promotion just added even more kind of special feeling to it and
long
everything.
Time coming.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously,
you came close a couple of years ago, didn't you?
Yeah, well, playoffs last year was losing to Derby. I mean, we shouldn't have lost that. Anyone that's watched the Amazon documentary,
is that the whole thing with Lampard?
Yes. So I mean, that all started with the Spygate thing. If you watched the Amazon documentary, I would recommend you watching the Amazon documentary. I think you'd enjoy it. It's really good, and they've just brought an extra 2 episodes out for the promotion bit. So that's interesting to watch. So so obviously that's been amazing, and now we're back and put up such a good performance against Liverpool last week. So it's fantastic and kind of a little bit surreal and still pinching myself a little bit, but obviously that's been a massive highlight that I can't ignore. What have I got here? My 30th birthday. Which was only last month, start of last month. But we went to York to celebrate that. That was
it certainly did.
Fantastic weekend. Just for the fact that it had been so long that all 6 of us had been together.
The 6 Fits.
The 6 Fits is if you as nicknamed us.
You as nicknamed us.
The 6 Fits. Oh dear. So that was really, really enjoyable, and I think it was a chance for all 6 of us to you guys obviously
great,
being baby free for a night, me and Jack's being child free for a night and away from work and any stressful.
Just us getting together and being able to not care about anything.
Exactly, it was a carefree.
It was great.
carefree sort of nonsense night and everything. So yeah,
You didn't get to buy a sword, but maybe next time.
I didn't get to buy a sword. We will return to York, and I will buy a sword. We're leaving it at that. No context needed.
I will also buy a sword.
And we will fight to the death.
To the death.
And then just two slight little highlights from the beginning of this year. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Me and my mum went to see Sandy Toksvig at Leeds Town Hall. Sandy Toksvig, who is the current host of QI.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah.
She's very much like your mother.
She's Danish?
I might be thinking of the wrong person.
No, I know what you mean. She's very tiny. And short hair.
Yeah.
I see what you mean in a way.
Just awesome person.
Yeah, she's tiny.
I'll leave it there.
You what?
I'll leave it there.
Yeah, leave it there. Thank you. So, yes, Sandy Toksvig is someone who I have kind of watched for quite a long time in terms of comedy and things. Like, I was a fan of her before she was on QI. I think she's a very funny, a very clever lady as well. And she was basically doing like a one-woman show at Leeds Town Hall, and it was like a night of anecdotes and jokes and audience interaction, and kind of in keeping in style with this podcast, a very positive, uplifting night.
Yeah,
I would imagine even if you didn't know who Sandy Toksvig was, you could have gone to that night and come out feeling really happy, and that you just had a really fun, interesting night. Like, she was kind of reading interesting extracts from certain books and looking at historical facts and things, but putting funny spins on it and everything. And yeah, it was fantastic.
A correct comedian.
Yeah, definitely. Kind of a very different style to a stand-up comedian. You're very... I'm reticent to say intellectual comedian.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, that sounds like a bit of a poncy thing. But she's very clever. She is the female Stephen Fry, essentially.
There's no harm in saying intellectual.
No,
that's fine.
But it's it was fine. And I think
saying the word intellectual.
Yes. Yeah, fluffing that word up doesn't work really, does it?
No.
So yeah, getting to kind of just go there with my mum and just having a night just us two as well was an enjoyable thing, which is something we don't really get to do.
No.
Obviously, you meet your parents and stuff and go out for things, but just getting to spend one-on-one time with one or the other doing something different was obviously a very kind of enjoyable thing to do.
Yeah.
And
different when your parents are separated, but still.
Yes, yeah, obviously. But again, even within that kind of little...
Then you got 2 lots of duos and
that is very
4
true.
lots now. Yeah.
But even within that little construct, getting kind of a bit more one-on-one time where you don't have to worry about
of course
other people and stuff is just nice. And finally, the Man Waffles night from the very start of the year. Saying goodbye, saying the first goodbye to Torrux. It was January, like just after New Year's, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was a great night.
That was a really nice night, because that was obviously the last, again, time that all the Man Waffles were together, and getting to spend it at your dad's house, which is a very interesting house to have entertainment in. It's a lovely environment, I think. I mean, I'm going to miss that house.
Me too. It was
obviously it's where you
the last hurrah of my childhood home. Yeah, it's gone now. Well, it's still there, but
it's not living in it.
God knows what's happening to it. But basically, my dad lived where he worked in this massive. It's not a cottage, is it? It's like a massive house.
It's
like a massive Victorian house, basically.
Yeah, it is in a way. Yeah, it's
very high ceilings, massive rooms. And I grew up there, and he ended up getting made redundant and all this other stuff. Yeah. So basically, he's now moved out, and I spent 21 years of my life there, and even after that, I spent a lot of time there with like you guys and stuff. That's
it's where Blackout was filmed. If people want kind of more reference to it, go watch the Blackout short film.
If you've seen Blackout or not, go watch it, because what you do in real life.
It is on YouTube, which I will give the links out at the end of the podcast.
Yes, do it. So a lot of memories, but
Yeah.
Sad to see it go, but yeah, it's good times there, good times.
Yeah,
so
but
that party was like a good send off for it.
It really was. We had the old retro games consoles hooked up. We had your brother being
PS
DJ
classic.
in the main room and everything.
Oh, he certainly was.
Proper setup and everything. It looked awesome. Mam was there. Again, no context needed.
Man was there.
The drums were there.
We had Chewbacca rapping to
Chew Rapper.
Chewrapper. He was what are they called now? Who did House of Pain?
Yes,
I'm pretty sure it was House of Pain.
I think it was.
Chewbacca, like with the moving mouth, the talking Chewbacca.
Yeah, it was
mask.
a Chewbacca mask with the moving
Got a video
mouth
of that
thing.
somewhere.
Yeah.
That was great.
That was fantastic. But yeah, we had that, and we had loads of pizza delivered, and yeah, the drums were there, so we all had to go on the drums.
So much pizza. Smash those drums. Not literally.
I have a good video of your dad on the drums, and I keep watching. It's like, God, your dad was good on drums.
He was wasted talent. I'm telling you,
he really is a wasted talent. It's sad to see in a way.
Extremely good at drums, and he's almost 60.
I know. There's hope for us all.
No, I'm sure he's over 60. Is he over 60?
How many people are you talking to?
He's definitely over 60.
Is he over 60?
Yeah, sorry, I've just got my.
You're surrounded by people right now, aren't you?
Yeah. No, I'm not going to call him a twat.
Right. No, don't do that.
I did right there, didn't I? Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, dear.
So, yeah, no, that was a great highlight for you, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, oh, shit.
100%.
I've just made my WordPad too big. Hang on. That's often a problem, isn't it? It keeps happening. Why does it keep happening?
It always gets too big, am I right?
You are right. Right, so that is all our personal highlights from this year. So we are going to be moving on to kind of global stories and things that we have seen in this past 9 months that have been uplifting, fun, just positive kind of stories and stuff from around the world. So we all have. We all two of us have a different list that we've come up with, and I've not separated this very well on my document. So let me do that. So should we do sort of two each and then swap over?
Can do. Do you want me to start?
Yeah, you start us off.
Okay. The first one is very simple, and it's actually YouTube. This, just trust me. Don't close the stream, but on a separate tab, just open this up. Cat says hi in a southern accent is one of the best things to happen this year.
I should have looked at this.
Doesn't seem like much on first glance, but watch it a few times and it's just amazing. It's basically a cat saying, "Well, hi," as the owner walks around the corner. As simple as that seems.
I'm going to do it on my phone and just obviously get the.
Honestly, well, hi.
So if I just put "cat says hi," will that? Cat says hi. Howdy.
If there's ever like such a thing as simple awesomeness, it's that cat.
Funny cat says "well hi" in southern accent.
Well, hi.
He does say "well hi."
Well,
I don't know if that's going to
hi.
play. Hang on, let me see if I can.
Yeah. Just trust me on that one.
It's very.
I didn't hear a bloody thing there.
Oh, okay, no, that's fine. Well, hi. Well, he's definitely saying "well, hi." That's amazing. I did not see that before.
It's truly saying that. He's the parrot of the cat world, and he's awesome.
I love that cat. I'm going to have to save that so I can look at that separately.
Repeated viewings just gets better.
Absolutely.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh God!
Yeah.
I need. That's just reminded me of something else as well. Actually, thank you for that. Yeah, okay. That's. I think. Yeah, I mean, animal stories are always. I nearly said animal funnies are always stories, but
why not?
It's true.
But on a more not serious note, but the positive for the whole world was that the whole virus and everything it allowed the world. Every single person to sort of take a break, to take a step back, and just appreciate things, which we've covered on our personal side of things anyway. But I mean, like the actual world itself is actually like pollution and things like that.
The environment
were reduced during that period. The environment, sort of recovered a bit. It was great to see wildlife itself. Actually, sort of there was wildlife coming into
Areas, wasn't there?
populated areas, which was weird. Yeah, because they're like, what's going on? There's no cows everywhere.
Yeah, they were more like, was it the Venice? The rivers in Venice like had fresh, like fish coming back in, and like dolphins and stuff. Areas, that would usually be very polluted waters were suddenly
and that
clear
was like
again.
3 months, and that changed in the whole world.
It shows how it can be done, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I just found it amazing how nature just found a way to come back so quickly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just by having that little breath, that little breather.
Yeah.
Of time, and it was very warming to see.
It was, I agree. I remember seeing that. There was that video, and I think there was another. I can't remember what it was. There was another video somewhere, of some wild. I can't remember where it was. It might have even been in Scotland or something. Some wild animal like return that hadn't been seen for years or something.
Was it the capercaillie?
Maybe.
That's a bird. That's a rare bird in Scotland.
Maybe it could have been actually. Yes, I think it was a. Yeah, it probably would have been. Lee, yeah.
I've seen one of those, but I don't know.
Have you?
I have indeed.
Where?
Back when I was a wee bairn. I have no idea where in Scotland, but we were in the middle of the woods. That's all I know.
You were in the middle of the woods in Scotland.
My dad was like, "That's that red bird," and we went to a shop soon after, and they had the little metal badges. And there it was, that bird. I was like, oh yeah, that was that bird. You weren't bullshitting me. I thought you were just been doing that dad thing of like, look, it's that fucking dragon that you saw earlier.
Because your dad is a Scottish wizard.
My dad's not Scottish now. Yeah. He's Hagrid, basically.
He's Hagrid, yeah. The fact that you just be wandering through some random woods in Scotland and it's like, rare bird. Let's go to a shop and get a medal. Yeah. Just kind of, that's it. No stopping and wondering. It's like,
rare bird.
Rare bird.
That.
Yep. Oh dear. Yeah, no, that was definitely a big positive. That wasn't it?
Yeah. So it was just, just great for the actual climate, like you said. Just to didn't the ozone layer, like some of the holes, actually close up like quite significantly in that short amount of time?
I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it did, and I remember seeing various graphs being. I think it was is it that Simon Clark from the Yogscast?
Oh yeah,
the scientist guy,
Dr. Simon Clark.
Dr. Simon Clark, yes, Dr. Simon Clark. He was obviously posting quite a lot of stuff, and he put various graphs on of like things that were starting up here, and as lockdown came in, it was kind of like going down and down and down, and it was this just shows how not everyone to just shut themselves away months at a time, but like just I think it shows how reliant we've become on cars, public transport, everything like that.
Absolutely.
Which really we're all obviously guilty of, and it'd be a hypocritical thing because we still use our cars now, and everything is probably going to get back to normal, and the grass will start to rise again. But it was
nice to know that just in that short amount of time, it was like boom.
Yeah, exactly, and you
like
hope
repairing itself
by seeing that, even if just a small percentage of people have been like, I could make a difference. Maybe. Yeah. Because a lot of the time, people would say about climate change, oh, well, there's no point me doing anything because I can't change anything. But
it's changed my thinking, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
I've always done stuff to try and help, but it makes you kind of do that a little bit more, which is good.
Yeah, definitely. No, that's a good couple to start off with there.
Yourself, sir.
So, the first one that I've got written down here is two people who I have no right to like, as they are ex-Man United players. But Gary Neville and Ryan Giggs own, I think, two hotel chains in Manchester. And during the lockdown process, and obviously the whole, as it is still going on, but when everything was kind of at its height, they basically... obviously, the hotels were shut at the time, but they opened them up entirely just for NHS staff to go and, spend the night. Say they only had a couple of hours off shift. They could go to the hotels, use the facilities for free. There were no charges for anything. Literally everything was just opened up for them.
I saw this.
Which, again, it's that thing of people say, well, they have loads of money and stuff, they could have, but they didn't have to do that. They could have just stopped.
Yeah, that's the thing. People say they should be doing this. But it's like, well, they don't have to.
They don't have to, and there's a lot more. There's a high percentage of more wealthier people out there that people could say the same of. But these people were just going off their own back, saying, look, we've got hotels here that aren't being used. Open them up. We'll pay for whatever the costs need to be. Use the facilities for as long as you need it. And also Chelsea, the football club, they've got a hotel actually attached to their ground, and they did the same thing down there in London. They opened up the hotel and again said NHS staff can come and use this whenever they want, essentially. So I think that, and
right.
Just generally speaking, I'm obviously just going from a sports point of view right now. I think you saw a lot of sporting teams, clubs, sporting communities as well, just coming together and just generally helping out and offering services, whether it be volunteers or facilities and stuff, which was just a very, again, it's that kind of like that heartwarming thing to see, and everyone coming together and just helping out and stepping up when needed.
Yeah, say what you want about sports. There's obviously the dark side of like fandom, but there's also the community that's built around like football clubs and other sports, and it just shows when they need to get together, they can do, and it's proven
absolutely.
during lockdown that they can, which is nice, and the ex-players and managers and stuff that have donated their time and resources to it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that is the thing. A lot of the time, sports stars, they're very easy targets because they have the the millions of pounds and everything. But I think a large proportion of people within sports and especially football, there is a big kind of community feel with a lot of clubs and a lot of teams, and I think that was shown especially during this time, which was nice to see, and just getting a bigger, wider kind of audience, I suppose, being out there on the socials. And another thing that's been happening recently, but I don't want to spend too much time on this, Marcus Rashford, again, is a Man United player, but he's been doing so much good work recently in terms of getting...
Does he wear red?
He does wear red quite a lot. And for that, I can't like him. But no, he's been doing a hell of a lot of good work recently in terms of getting like free school meals for kids and helping out, families and stuff in poverty, and kind of fighting against politicians. Not physically, obviously, that'd be crazy. But on social media,
it's not that big a stature.
Yeah. And just going into the media and just basically kind of questioning a lot of things going on and saying, why isn't this happening? Why isn't this happening? And again, he's a very young guy. I think he's only in his early 20s. And yet he's kind of standing up and using his platform for very good things.
Yeah.
When, again, he doesn't have to do that. He has a lot of other things that he needs to be thinking about or worrying about, but he's taking his time out to do that. So I think that is a good positive.
Mm-hmm. No judgment on the people who aren't, but it's...
No, see, this is the thing. Yeah, it's not being, everyone should be doing exactly the same. That's not, that's not what I'm saying.
I wouldn't blame any famous person for not stepping up, because the simple matter is, no matter what you do, you can't do it right when you're that sort of famous.
No, there's always going to be people picking at you.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So for the people that are, it's great to see.
Yeah, kudos to them.
Definitely.
Kudos to them.
Kudos to them.
One thing that this is kind of a bit more of a general kind of thing that's been happening over the past few months, but I feel like there's been a lot more people, not necessarily celebrities, but just people in general, sharing a lot more of their stories and anecdotes in life, like funny things, to just kind of, I think obviously from a personal point of view, maybe it's just something to do and time to sit down and maybe write something out. And just putting it out there for people to see. But it's just like on Twitter, on Facebook, just seeing a lot of people come out with anecdotes from years ago that maybe they've never shared before, and they're just really funny. Yeah. Like there was a guy on Twitter that I can't remember what his name was, and I think he's like a journalist currently, but he was talking, he's Irish, and for a time he worked as a waiter in a restaurant in Ireland or something, and he was talking about this time in the 90s, I believe, where he'd been doing some form of drug one morning with his friend because he believed it was his day off.
Right.
Turned out it wasn't his day off, and he had to go in and work. So he was high on, I want to say it was maybe mushrooms or acid, so it was kind of a bit... It wasn't just like he was high and a bit out of it, it was pretty trippy.
Tripping balls.
And it turned out, tripping balls, yeah. He had to go to work and not host, but be a person in a function room where the current Irish Prime Minister was going to be.
Oh my God.
And just the way he wrote it out, it was literally just thread after thread on Twitter. And I was reading it, and I was literally crying by the end of it, the way he was writing it out. I'll try find the link for it and try and put it somewhere for people to see.
It's like, because all these like comedians and famous people aren't on different programs and stuff as much at the minute.
Yes.
It's like it might be missed. Like they might come out with these stories on programs, and it all little snippets of it, and it'll be completely missed by the majority of people.
It gets
smothered, on like social platforms,
because everything's oversaturated.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it just gets, like you say, it kind of just gets lost, doesn't it? So just generally speaking, I think just people opening up as well. People have been more open and wanting to, because maybe people.
I've gotten to know a lot of famous people more closely, like not personally, but.
Yeah,
got to know a bit more about them.
Yeah, exactly.
Said, yeah,
because it's been a time where people have been wanting to. Are we getting married?
Damn right, son.
Oh shit! Ralph, cover your ears. So that's something that I think has been enjoyable. Just seeing people's stories, I think is always a fun thing to do. Like I say, from both sides of things, for you at home, if you weren't doing anything, just scrolling down and reading something interesting, and for the person writing the story, it's something to do. And I think people.
I've tried personally to, like during this time, to sort of narrow down what I'm looking at on social media.
Me too.
I've always thought it is an absolute shit show. Social media in general.
Yeah,
it's bad for you. It is bad for you.
I think so.
But
yep, absolutely.
We're all addicted to it, and let's be honest, nobody's giving it up anytime soon.
No.
So you might as well try and look at the right things whilst you're on it. So like on Twitter, I followed loads of like negative, not influencers, but people, famous people, or YouTubers that I used to follow, things like that.
Mm-hmm. I've got rid of them all.
It's been a lot better for it. And on Facebook, even like there's people that I knew but haven't spoke to in years. And I was like, well, we weren't really friends to begin with, so.
There's no need to see your life dramas.
I don't need to see your constant holiday pictures during lockdown, so see ya.
Absolutely.
So it's been good in that way, just to have like a clear out.
I think it's cutting out that drama.
I'm sure I've been cleared off many of people's Facebooks and stuff as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got to understand that. Yeah, you see, it goes right. Yeah. It's like roundabouts, isn't it? But yeah, I think it is cutting out that drama. Absolutely. Especially with the the YouTubers and people like that don't want to go down the negative route, but I think it makes it a more positive place. Like social media isn't the best thing mentally all the time, but if you just follow the right people,
that's some good advice for you all out there.
Absolutely.
Get rid of the naysayers. I'm just going to ask you, how many tickles did it take to make an octopus laugh? 10 tentacles.
For fuck's sake.
There you go.
He got it in there, didn't he?
I did.
Dad joke of the stream.
So following on from what I was saying before about seeing the world take a breath and all that, the hippie stuff that I'm saying. Pandas shagging.
Yes.
So.
I was confused when I saw this on the script.
As notorious as pandas are for like taking their time for getting together, and this like the whole reason that they're dying off is because it's like they're too lazy to get it on, as Marvin Gaye would say. Is that Marvin Gaye? Yeah, I think so. Let's get it on.
Let's get it on. Yeah,
That's might be gay, right?
I think so.
Maybe. Yeah.
Let's
Sure.
get it on. Yeah,
If
probably.
you say it confidently, then it's fine.
I'll just have a quick... You carry on and I'll just have a quick check.
Yeah. So, yeah, pandas in, I believe it was in Hong Kong Zoo. Somewhere for the first time. They've tried for over a decade to get these two pandas to mate.
I think it was, wasn't it?
And during lockdown, because there was no visitors to the zoo, it was like, nobody's watching. Quick. Have a quick bang.
Well, why not?
And, yeah, it's now looking good. It's now looking promising that they're actually going to be reproducing, which is great for the animal lovers.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
Like myself.
Yeah, me too.
So good on the pandas for having sex.
Good on the pandas. And I think a lot of zoos were doing a lot of different things. Do you see the zoo that let the penguins loose for the day? Was it Edinburgh Zoo or?
No, I didn't see this.
There's yeah, I think it was either I'm pretty sure it was a zoo in the UK, but they just let the penguins basically have the freedom to roam the park.
The whole zoo.
Pretty much, yeah. Like they obviously
Awesome.
they'd cut certain bits off, and there were a lot of people there.
That zoo's going to smell so bad.
I know, that's the problem.
Penguins absolutely stink.
Yeah, they do. Oh, they really do.
They really stink.
There was a video the other day, and I'm not sure if it came from the time when that happened, but it was basically like, if the penguin apocalypse ever happens, this is what it'll look like. And it was a video of a woman putting, I'm pretty sure it was Edinburgh Zoo, putting a bucket of fish down on the floor, and then the camera just pans slowly to the left, and penguins just start coming in, and then it goes to a wide shot, and there's just what looks like hundreds of penguins just coming towards the camera. It's like, oh my god!
Yeah, don't let them loose.
But yeah, it's they do smell. I had the penguin experience at Harewood House in Leeds, where I got to feed them and go in the enclosure, and opening up, the little houses, the little huts that they have usually in those enclosures. It's essentially Pebble Dash with shit. That's all it is.
It's just a shit house.
It's just a shit house, and oh god, it really does smell. Yes, you were correct.
So
it is Marvin Gaye. It is Marvin Gaye. Let's get it on.
To be a worker for the day.
Yes. Yes, basically.
As long as you enjoyed it.
It was fantastic.
As long as you enjoyed it.
I got to throw a fish at penguins. I managed to get one
viciously.
Well, the thing is, so I was doing it quite tamely at first, and then realised they were quite aggressive, and it's like, no, you're going to have to throw them. So a lot of them were still swimming around, so I threw one of them into the little pond bit, and there was one swimming along, and it just landed on its back, and it wasn't aware of it, and it was just like, what the fuck?
So you had literally throwing fish at penguins.
So I was throwing fish at penguins.
Like at them, not for them.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I killed one of them. But
good man. Oh god, I'm pretty sure I killed a seagull with a Mentos once. But anyway, that's a different story.
That's for another podcast.
Panda shagging. I suppose might as well keep it animal related. Tiger King was a thing during lockdown, as you know, Chris, when you were streaming.
Yes, I'm well aware of Tiger King.
Yeah. Goddamn Carol Baskins.
I've still not watched it.
Dude. You're too late now, to be honest. No, you need to watch it.
I feel like I've got
great.
to the point where the thing is, I didn't even care in the first place.
No,
and the more people were talking about it, I was like, I really don't want to watch this, but...
Don't be put off by the hype of it, because it's... it's done, but you never know if they're going to do a season 2 with what's currently going on with Carol
There
Baskins,
is a lot going on at the moment, I feel. It seems to be in the news a lot lately with kind of extra stuff going on. So,
but yeah, no, everybody was talking about Tiger King, and it was crazy.
That they were.
This one zoo, if you want to call it a zoo, whatever the hell it was, enclosure in fucking middle of America, just massively famous because of Netflix.
It's crazy, really,
and rightly so, considering what happens during the actual series. But it's crazy to think it's actually all real. That's the weird part.
I mean, the fact that
you should watch it, because it's like there's bits where you're just like, what the fuck? Like, did that actually happen? And it did.
Yeah,
that's crazy. But yeah, everybody was talking about Tiger King. That one of your first, was it one of your first streams? Like one of your first Friday streams? We did the.
It was a proper big quiz night, and everyone was there, and Jax was playing along here, and Russ and Jem and everyone was in chat, and Charlie was playing along.
I think so. Yeah.
It was Use Your Words, wasn't it? And
Use Your Words. That's the game.
It pretty much got to the point where every answer was Tiger King related somehow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was absolutely.
So. It was great. It was a great series.
It was something that everyone.
Joe Exotic. I mean, let us know what you think in the chat. But I actually felt sorry for Joe Exotic in the end.
He's the one that's in jail, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I know that. This much I know.
Yeah. So, I'll be interested to see what other people think.
See where that goes.
Yeah, like I said, just give it a watch. You won't regret it.
I probably will give it a watch at some point. I know it's been a while, but I will. I think I feel like
watch it with the missus. Watch it with Jax too.
See, she's so dead against watching it now.
Oh no! Don't do it to yourself. Just do it.
See, I don't. Yeah, but she's very stubborn when it comes to watching stuff she don't want to watch.
We do need a bucket, man. Sorry, I read chat then. I did a thing. Sorry, my bad.
You did do a chat thing. A bucket would be useful though.
Sorry.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I think that, in fact, like obviously, like I say, it's not something I watched, and it was something that at points was irritable, to say the least. But it clearly brought people a lot of joy and something to.
It was a great discussion topic. Like,
yeah, it
obviously
was.
I haven't seen it, but like, who do you? Yeah, do you think he was right in what he did?
Yeah.
You know, do you kind of support him in what he did? Or are you completely against him? Do you agree with fucking Carol Baskins? Or
yeah, definitely. I think
to be honest, there was no real winner of what was going on.
It doesn't sound like it. I have said,
especially not the Tigers, but yeah,
yeah. I've heard people say the same thing. So after watching Tiger King, I feel like no one's really won here.
No,
but yeah, we are going to get on to binge watches after we've done our little global news thing of things that we've been watching during lockdown. Just as a little topic.
Absolutely.
So yes, that was definitely the animal section. Although there is, you have another animal related point, sir. It's literally got it in the title.
Oh yeah, no. So massive thing. During lockdown, because it came out at the start of lockdown, is Animal Crossing.
Yes.
Never played an Animal Crossing in my life.
No.
But I have seen what it's done for everyone, and I've seen what it did for people at the time as well. Mm-hmm. You don't hear much about it now, the occasional meme, but back when it came out, peak lockdown, it was keeping people talking together, and yeah, just everybody was talking about bloody Animal Crossing. But in a good way. I hold nothing against Animal Crossing whatsoever.
No, it's weird. So for years, Animal Crossing has been one of those games that you always hear a number of people talk about and say how amazing it is and that they were wanting, a new game to come out. And it was like you, a game I've never played. And when I'd seen clips of it, I was like, why are people so full of praise for this game? Like, I don't understand it. It doesn't look that impressive for so many people to talk about. But yeah, like you said, Animal Crossing New Horizons came out.
I would have
pretty much
completely played it.
So I bought it.
I don't have a Switch. You bought it?
I bought it for the Switch. Because it was one of those things that, again, around that time when it was coming out, I saw all the hype. It was pretty much covering my YouTube feed. It was covering my Twitter feed. I was hearing it in podcasts. I was like, do you know what? I'm going to treat myself and I'm going to get it and see what the hype is about. And do you know what? It's a great little game. It's fantastic. I have enjoyed playing it. I've not played it for a while. That's nothing against the game. It's just kind of, you go through those personal preferences of playing games at times, don't you? And yeah, it was great, I've enjoyed playing it. It's one of those things where I can, play on my Switch downstairs whilst Jax has been watching something on, TV. And I played it for, I would say consistently for a good 2 or 3 weeks. I will, however, say that I still don't understand the hype.
I think that comes from previous Animal Crossing games, like the fandom.
Yeah, definitely. It's got that cult and it's got that following.
If it's been announced, like the Mass Effect remaster's been announced.
Has it?
To me, yeah. I don't know
might
when
have
it's
to
coming
get
out,
that.
but it's been announced that it's going to be done. But to me, that is like, boom, like top of the list. Like I have always joked, and quite seriously at the same time, that when they release the Mass Effect remaster, and when I've completed that, I'm retired from gaming, which obviously is not going to happen on new consoles and stuff. But that's what I've always joked about, and it's finally happening. But for me, that is just amazeballs. For you, it'd be like, yeah, kind of like, because you haven't played them yet, have you?
I've not played them yet, but I have always kind of said to myself, if there was going to be a remaster, then I would use that opportunity to maybe get them and play them. So actually, I'm
so
quite interested by that.
It's like a dabble. So like, I'm just trying to compare that to Animal Crossing fans, where they've played the previous games and they know what it's all about.
No, I get that.
They spend a lot of time in it, and the new one comes out, and it's like, boom, there's nothing else to do except play Animal Crossing. Super excited. Yeah, I get it. I completely get the hype.
Yeah, no, I can't. Yeah, so from that point of view, I get that, and I see that obviously it is that stereotypical kind of game where people would get a satisfaction, like maybe people that do suffer with their mental health and maybe have certain issues, maybe that are stuck at home with disability, something like that. It is that very zen kind of game to just spend time with. It's got that nice look to it and sound to it and everything. And yeah, don't get me wrong, I think it's a fantastic little game and it's very enjoyable, but it is one of those that I think you have to put a hell of a lot of time into it. But the only problem is it's kind of, there's a little bit of time because it runs in real time. So you've got a thing where it says, something will be ready tomorrow. So you literally have to wait until the next day. It's not like in-game time.
I've heard this, yeah.
So you kind of, to begin with, you've got there's not a lot to do. So I don't feel I got far enough in the game to fully appreciate it. Maybe the way.
As far as I know, they are updating it a lot.
Oh yeah, a hell of a lot of things. They've brought in, like, I think you can swim in it now. I'm pretty sure they brought some in the past week or 2 weeks. They've brought like an update where you can go swimming in it, which seems pretty awesome.
It looks like Pokemon, but without the Pokemon.
Yes,
to me, having not played it.
I mean, style-wise, yeah, similar, yeah.
I really do need a Switch.
You do need a Switch. The Switch, it is such a good little console.
This is my. Like, I don't know if you get this feeling with you being a PlayStation boy.
Yes.
But, like, I know you're not really a trophy hunter, are you?
No. It doesn't. That doesn't.
It doesn't bother you at all.
No.
But, like, obviously, I've got the Xbox. Like, the Xbox is my main platform, and because of achievements, I find myself not committing to other platforms
because of the achievements.
Because I know it's not counting towards my gamer score, which is completely stupid, and I know it's stupid, but in the back of my mind, it puts me off from like playing the Wii or the PlayStation even. Like,
I think that's fair.
It took I kind of had to force myself to play Spider-Man, and then I got it. And I was like, yeah, I need to play this. It's Marvel. It's Spider-Man. It's supposed to be super amazing.
Yeah,
but it did take a lot of force. I was like, okay, I need to carry on with it.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn my PlayStation on and just go with it. And every time I did it, it was fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But if I hadn't have done, I was thinking, well, it's not really counting towards my achievements and stuff. So
yeah, no, I mean, I think
it's really bad that's the case. But I think a lot of other Xbox people will say the same. Like, trophies is one thing.
Yeah.
But having an actual number to it, I think it's addictive. I
suppose
it's a shame.
No, I get it. I mean, because I've heard a lot of people where that is a big thing. Like Ben from Triple Jump is like a platinum hunter on PlayStation. He always goes for platinum trophies, and he's got so many. It's ridiculous.
It's kind of like a progress bar. Yeah,
I guess people do treat it like that. So I don't think it is a silly thing to, like, if you're into that kind of thing, then I kind of get that. It's just, I don't know. It's never really been. Don't get me wrong. It's nice to be playing a game and get a rare trophy or something like that.
It's nice to get a trophy or achievement.
It's nice to get. I mean, it's not in games where you literally get a trophy for watching the intro scene. then or just
Well,
starting the game, that's kind of
Simpsons game. Press A and you get 5Gs.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you go.
Press start to begin. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Animal Crossing has been a big was a big plus, especially at the start of lockdown. Like I say, I think it's done a hell of a lot of good for people.
I think it's done good for gamers all around. I think it's
Yeah.
done good for non-gamers as well. People who might just have a Switch, so like
Yeah.
to play Sudoku or whatever, and they think, oh, I'll just dabble with this.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely. I think there's
I've been
such
stereotypical there, but
yeah, definitely.
stereotyping.
Yeah, absolutely. So one thing I've noticed a lot more of, I don't know if you've noticed this, Lee, there seems to be a lot more videos emerging of dinosaurs roaming about the place.
Sorry, what?
I feel like I've seen a lot more people in the dinosaur costumes going around
Okay.
going around supermarkets,
That makes a lot more sense.
walking around empty town centres and stuff. It's just been brilliant to
I've
see.
missed something massive there.
It's just, there's a lot more dinosaurs now.
Shit.
Yeah,
Wonder
it's
what
just
that growl was.
it's just bit, but kind of more on a general kind of thing. Just there's been a lot of awesome, creative, funny videos emerging. I feel over the
Masking.
past.
Do you mean like, just like people getting out there in general?
It's people getting out
Like
there. In,
social distancing mask related to the whole like dressing up. I'm in a raptor outfit.
well, yeah, that thing's but like more like the content that people have been putting out there in terms of just like funny random. Because for a lot of the time on social media, you will see very clearly set up pranks or funny videos. So you're like, well, that was clearly set up. It's not funny and everything. But I think during lockdown, people have been a lot more creative.
There's a lot of those.
Well, yeah, there's like that Aaron is it Kraskell or Cresswell or
yeah,
him that's always on the phone and
is
he's
it
like
Ben
having
Phillips?
fake.
Is that who I'm thinking of?
Ben Phillips is don't get me started on Ben Phillips. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, people like that just no, not funny. Not
Yeah, but you get people coming to. Have you seen this funny video? Well, I mean, I get people coming because I apparently work with videos.
What about that guy that you once got a response off? That Stuggy, or it's Stuggy?
Oh. You see, no, he's a voice person.
Yeah, he does impersonations.
Impersonations, that's the word.
He is a voice person. He's a person of voice.
He's a voice person. And he can do some good ones, don't get me wrong, but he did one. I think he was doing Game of Thrones one or something. And I was like,
it was.
Oh, that's shit. So, because I was like with Chris at the time when I was watching it on my phone.
Oh shit! No, sorry, I'm telling a lie. It wasn't Stuggy. It was that isn't it called Schaefer Bates?
That's it.
It was Schaefer Bates, wasn't it?
Schaefer Bates.
Yeah.
Commented on this thing because I was watching it when I was with Chris, and I was like, he's shit. So I just commented, you're shit. Because I'm a dick sometimes.
This was quite a few years ago now. This one.
Yeah, quite a few years ago. But I just commented, you're shit. You can tell he's just got that arrogance about him. Just like, look at how good I am at doing voices.
That's what it sounds like.
You know? King Julian. Don't worry, Maurice. So I commented your shit, but I spell it wrong. In my
Y-O-U.
I put like your shit, not you are shit.
Yeah.
So he replied saying, with the asterisk saying, your shit.
Yeah.
At least get your spelling right or something. So I put, I'm sorry, you are shit. And I felt like a big man for that.
Yeah, absolutely. At least you had the balls to come back to him.
But I fucking hate him.
Yeah. But yeah, so
That's
those
a strong word.
Those are the
bad
kind of video content on socials. But I feel during lockdown, I'm not saying that there's still been some very clearly shit things, but I feel like maybe people have never done it before. But again, people had nothing to do, so people just decided
been a lot of
to
genuine
do it.
ones, I think.
Just a lot more genuine ones, exactly. I was just quickly looking at it was like a BBC thing. It was a compilation. I think the BBC got people to send in their lockdown videos to them or something. And there's like compilations on YouTube. And just, I mean, again, some of them just not not quite hitting the spot, but some of them really funny, and clearly people that maybe have not done it before, and
Yeah.
it's just light-hearted, fun.
I think it's bringing out a creative side in everyone, which is great.
Yeah, definitely, and introducing people to this kind of media and content and stuff, which I think is fun. So yeah, I think
for people like us, we're used to like speaking online. Like our generation is used to speaking online, and like yourself, like doing Twitch and stuff like that. You used to hold that whole thing, but there's been a lot more sort of more middle-aged. Say middle-aged. You're 30 and I'm about to be, but sort of like 50+ people sort of realising that this is a thing, like an actual content place. Entertainment. You can make entertainment out of it,
absolutely.
Out of the internet.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of shit, don't get me wrong.
There has.
There's been a lot of like relatives and people like messing about with Snapchat, and it's like, okay, it's funny at first, and it gets like,
it gets too much. Yeah, that's like a lot of things, people take it too far, don't they?
Filter. Yeah.
But I think generally speaking, and also just with like your more well-known people, like we briefly touched on before, like comedians putting brief little videos out there and stuff like that. But for me, one of the people I've really enjoyed who only came to, I think he's been doing stuff before this.
Train Guy.
Train Guy is definitely one thing. I'll get on to Train Guy in a minute. But Michael Spicer, who is doing the guy next door, the bloke next door.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, have you not? Surely you must have seen. He's the guy who is he pretends he's speaking to like politicians through into the rear whilst they're giving press conferences and stuff. So he pretends he's talking to Donald Trump and Boris Johnson and stuff like that. Oh, you need to watch it. He's so good. So like,
only thing I've seen like that was what's his name? Blonde hair, quite youngish comedian. Was it Russell
Howard?
Something. Russell Howard.
Yeah.
He did a few videos where it was the politician dickhead. What's it called?
So there's so many.
Yeah,
One
the
of
guy who
ours.
has no idea what I was going to say. The guy's got no idea what he's doing, but that's all of them. Anyway, he was doing like response, like he was talking, like the politician was talking to him.
Oh,
and it was amazing.
I know what you're talking about.
Name.
Was it Matt Hancock?
It was at the bus stop.
At the bus stop,
Matt
yes.
Hancock.
When he was
like,
talking to the camera.
Back off, man.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, that was fun. That was great. But yeah, you definitely need to watch the guy next door. So he's just sat on his sofa and he's got headphones on a laptop in front of him. So it'll literally show like a bit of the press conference, like Donald Trump talking about injecting people with fucking domestos and stuff like that. And then it goes to him pretending that he's the guy telling him what's in. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's just saying, I'm not telling you, stop talking. But he's just like very creative in the way he's done it. So there's loads to catch up on. So that's been great. But yeah, Bob Monkhouse.
Bob Marley.
No, I'm going to say Bob Monkhouse. Definitely not Bob Monkhouse. Bob Mortimer.
Mortimer, yeah.
Has brought a genius creation to the whole world. Which is
to burp on your stream.
Yes, you are.
I don't need to know.
Have you already done it?
It's gone.
Oh.
Gabby's gone.
Oh, you need to burp like a champion.
Sorry. I had it, and by the time I asked the question, it was gone.
God,
but yeah,
damn it.
Bob Mortimer.
Yeah, Bob Mortimer, train guy.
Has been amazing.
Is one of the most genius creations in years, because it's just that thing of everyone at some point in their lives will have heard one of these people on the train.
Absolutely.
Just these.
Okay.
Yeah. Just people so self-entitled and so unaware of the surroundings. And he's just kept going with it. He's had Matt Berry get involved with it at times.
Been great.
But he's just, I mean, I love Bob Mortimer. He's like one of my comedy heroes, but he's just absolutely knocking it out the park with these. Like the most recent one he did is my favourite, and this is like, 6 months into it now, I think.
But if you show that to a younger audience, will they get it?
No, absolutely not. Probably not.
And it saddens me.
It does. I would think that maybe sort of 23, 24-year-olds and up will probably just about
appreciate
with humor,
right? Like stuff does age well, so like it is funny throughout the ages, no matter how old it is.
Yeah.
And then there's other stuff which is topical, which is obviously dies out so quickly. But then there's like classic like comedy performances like he's doing there.
Yeah.
It's like, will that be looked upon in 20 years' time? It's like amazing by all these younger people. Or do you think it's more appreciated now in its own time?
I feel like that, because the thing is, I feel like Train Guy as a concept started when mobile phones started. So you think like back in the day with the big chunky things, that's when it started. That's when you had your self-entitled business people on the train talking into what they thought were the fanciest things ever. So I think it obviously goes, you're going to get that older generation that has seen that come through. But I think you get teenagers going into your early 20-year-olds will probably looking at and maybe not see it as much because they're just not as aware of that as a humorous thing to do.
I think it comes with a lot of humour, especially like from like Bob Martin. He's got to be what? Close to 60 now? He's got to be in his 60s?
I think he's just turned 60. He might be 61 now.
So he's like twice our age. Yeah, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So their humour applies to us now. But I mean, it did before anyway. But my dad has always found him funny, and Vic Reeves and all that.
Yeah.
But do you think it is an age thing? Like he's double our age, and we find him funny, but maybe the generation below us doesn't.
No, I agree with that. I think you look at your Reese and Mortimer. It's because it's that very. It's 61. Thank you, Russ, in the chat. He's 61. So yeah, a lot of that. What is the word that I'm looking for? That kind of comedy, surreal comedy from the late 80s going into the 90s. I think kind of stops with our generation. I don't think generations grow unless it's someone who is very much into their comedy and the history of comedy and gets it. But generally speaking,
is it an age and a history thing, an experience thing, or is it like, could you show these jokes to a younger person? Could you show it to a 19-year-old
without context?
And would they find it funny?
I doubt it. I think people would probably watch that without context, without knowing who it is, and look at it and just be like...
I think it's very experiential thing, isn't it? I think it does come with age, and I think it comes with experience of life in general.
Definitely, yeah.
To get it.
And the thing is...
without sounding like a pretentious twat.
Yeah, no, I absolutely. Like, I love that. I love the surrealness of Vic and Bob. I absolutely get why people wouldn't like their type of comedy and their style. I absolutely get it. It's not for everyone.
Yeah.
But I think like Bob, because they're very similar in their style, but when they're together, I think it is a little bit more eccentric. I think Bob Mortimer on his own, like at the moment, for the past couple of years, Bob Mortimer and Paul Whitehouse have done a series called Gone Fishing, where it's just the two of them fishing.
Yeah. Actually, looks quite good.
Do you know what that is? Again, this is for maybe other podcasts, but it is the most chilled, relaxed, funny half an hour of television ever. Because it's just two aging guys that have both had heart problems, just good friends.
Just enjoying life
and having a laugh and that kind of comedy.
Good to see.
And it is good to see. It is very good to see. But yeah, I think like Bob on his own is... I mean, you see him on Would I Lie to You and things like that. The way his mind works, I do not understand how he does it. But I think he's hilarious. And
very quick thinker.
But he's a very quick thinker. He's very witty. But yeah, I do think it definitely depends on age and your background and things like that in terms of if you would get it or not.
Like, is there any younger humour that you don't get?
So
I'm trying to think of an example.
So the thing is, because I'm very into my comedy and I like to keep up to date with a lot of, say, stand-up comedians and things like that. But like in terms of younger comedy, and it doesn't actually work as younger comedy thinking about it, because it was around the time I was growing up. I've never understood the in-betweeners, or I've never understood that comedy. Yeah, this is it. I'm in the minority in not liking that. But I think
it was like that. It was that was like the point where like you either like it or you don't. It's very Marmite in between us.
I think it's that.
Definitely.
I've never been a big fan of comedy that is based around the lad culture type of thing. And that's
Which
just a personal thing. Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah.
But I think that's why it's funny, because I think the way they portray the characters is actually like brilliant. Like, because of that, because it's expected to be this lad comedy, especially Jay. He's like the ultimate lad who hasn't actually done fuck all, and that's the beauty of it. I don't know if you just have to watch the whole thing. I don't know if
maybe you
have
do
to get into it, but
I think comedy it's very hard to kind of come down on specifics of comedy, and it is all very subjective. And some things
it is very there's parts where it's like cringy and but that's the beauty of it. Like one sort of downfall leads to the next step of awesomeness, if that makes sense.
I get that.
Like it knocks it down to make the next joke better. Kind of thing. In some ways, like even the movies were good in their own way.
Don't get me wrong. There has been some clips that I've looked at and think, that's quite funny. Like the whole the famous the dancing scene from one of the movies, isn't it? Yeah. Like that. I get the that's that's simple comedy, and it's that thing of they're trying to impress, thinking they know the way to do it, and
there's jokes like that transcend all that.
Yeah, but, exactly.
There's a lot of if you take it out of context, it doesn't make sense and it's not funny. But when you get to know the characters and their individual stories, there's a lot of it that sort of builds up to these great payoffs.
Yeah, definitely.
I would say give it another chance.
I'll probably maybe at some point I probably will. I feel like I have to.
I'll watch it with you.
Oh, okay, we'll do it together. Okay.
Over beverages.
Anyway, but I feel like we proper went off on a tangent there, didn't we? But
a little bit.
We will have a comedy podcast at one point. That would be one of our topics, I believe.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So yeah, like generally speaking, as an overall thing, I think there's been a lot more creative sort of videos appearing on social media that are things that can maybe a good word you just used can transcend ages, and is something you can show to your parents or maybe younger siblings or whatever, and it's like that's funny. Like something you mentioned when we were talking about clips earlier, when we were talking about the cat that says hi. There was a video clip recently, and this isn't something that was meant to have come out, and it was clearly not a set up thing. And I don't know whether you saw me share it on Twitter or not, but it's a musician who is sat at home and recording a video, and he's an old. He sounds like a Mancunian. I've actually found him on Facebook, and he's a really very talented guitarist. But he's clearly one of these that has never made it in the world of music, but he still releases these songs that he's made himself and stuff. So anyway, it's starting off, and it's him turning on the camera, and then he's leaning back in his chair, and he's like, right, this is a little song, and he's reaching back. He's got a massive piano behind him. He's got guitar in his hand.
Yes.
Have you seen it?
I've seen it.
And it reaches to turn on like the background music, the backing track.
I've seen it.
And he falls off his chair. But it leads up. It is one of those videos, like you say. The more you watch it, the funnier it gets.
But it doesn't do anything. And then
you've got the dog that's in there.
Yeah, his dog. Yeah.
That sounds like it's talking to him. you've got him that's just like, fuck's sake, fucking hell, and he's like really angry, but then the way he just says, take my guitar, please. Oh god, it was amazing. But yeah, there's been a lot of that, and there was the video again. Don't know if you saw this of, I think it's 4 or 5 old Yorkshire folk, clearly in some gardens.
Yes.
Have you seen it? Oh
Yes.
god, it's so funny, and they don't know how to work out their camera. They're wanting the woman is wanting to take a picture of this very nice greenhouse or conservatory, and they've got it on selfie mode, and it's just 4 or 5 proper Yorkshire old folk talking about technology in the most Yorkshire way. And it's like, oh, Barbary, we could take a selfie. Look at this. Well, I don't want to take a selfie. I want to take a picture of that. It's brilliant. And I think that, yeah, there's been a lot of awesome clips like that. Just heartwarming, genuine. It's not, try hard or anything like that. Just genuine people.
It's not trying to build up a channel or anything. It's just
genuine
clips from
content from real life.
Interesting people. Yeah,
exactly.
Definitely.
Mr. Wise, some more of your top, if you have any.
What I want to touch upon is in the Barcelona Opera House, they actually performed an orchestra to plants.
Oh, yes. I saw this.
But I'm sure it's the Barcelona Opera House or something like that.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, a full orchestra performed quite a few songs to literally, like, the whole opera house was full of houseplants.
Yeah.
And at first glance, when I first saw it, I was like, why?
Why? Yeah.
Why didn't it?
Yeah.
But upon more viewings of it, I actually found it quite poetic. And it did actually touch me in a weird way. A bit like Charlie. It did.
Oh, too many times.
I genuinely felt moved when I felt of the when I thought of the actual like the metaphors to it all. So, I mean, it's all up for your own personal discussion, but playing all these beautifully written, beautifully executed songs, to plants, and the way the camera pans out and actually goes between them all, it's almost like showing the world. This was like peak lockdown. I think it was at least a couple of months ago, anyway.
Yeah.
And it was kind of highlighting that this would be the world without humans. This is the way my own opinion, anyway.
I think this is the joy about it, though, because you take your own personal thing from it, don't you? Yeah.
In terms like, this is what it would be like, and it's also like, in a sense, like sorry. It's going to sound so hippie-ish, but like a sorry to the plants. And like, it's funny to think of, but it's also like, sorry for fucking up your world, you know?
It's sorry to the environment.
Yeah. And it's just that there's these really talented musicians playing really well, like a full orchestra, to these plants. I don't know why. I do not know why, but I just found it very, very touching. Yeah. And the fact that they ended up actually donating all those plants to medical care workers and that to put in their own homes,
isn't it?
As far as I know, like, plants do like thrive off music and like being taught.
They do. I think that is actually a genuine thing. As stupid as it sounds.
Yeah.
There's been various trials and research, like plants actually behaving, but like growing differently to certain music.
I just found that such a human, like, touching thing.
Yeah.
Like, amongst all the chaos of this year, politics, environmental issues, everything like that. Equality issues,
social issues.
It was like social issues. It was just touching. I don't know. It really, like, I watched it again before we came on the podcast just to get another look at it, to see if I felt the same way, and it
still does it.
Genuinely make me feel a little bit emotional.
I need to give it a proper watch now. I just saw the news article.
Strange.
I didn't actually watch the video, unfortunately. So
I
can get that you can probably take your own kind of personal
Yeah,
kind of belief and view from it, I think.
definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very, very. Yeah, plants' lives matter.
Plants' life matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sound like such a hippie bullshitter, but no, honestly,
Just makes you think about.
yeah, it touched me. Yeah,
I think it goes back to that thing of it's everything's just kind of it changes your outlook a little bit on.
you can
life
take it
and
for
stuff.
what it is, or you can delve a bit deeper if your mind's in that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Which I
And
think
mine was so.
you know, especially over the past few months, I think probably people's minds have been more in that way. Which is, I think, it's a good thing. I think it's good to look deeper into things.
Like, on the surface, it's such a pretentious thing.
Mm.
But,
to look at it as a news story.
I cannot stand all this like arty-farty bollocks.
No,
but
no,
it really did. Yeah,
that's good.
I don't know why.
Yeah, no, definitely. I feel like I want to watch that now. Absolutely.
Yeah, you should. You should.
I feel like we've been going on a very long time now, Mr.
We
Wise.
have. This is the first time we've done over a 2-hour podcast.
I know.
It's actually gone well.
I feel like this is going to be edited down somewhat, but I'm enjoying it. It's going well.
Yeah, skip out the breaks and
yeah,
stuff.
absolutely. So there's some things that we've missed out, but I think we've got the general gist of things. However, I do just want to mention, I think this has been the biggest thing to come out of the past sort of 5 or 6 months. The comeback of Dick and Dom. Could we please talk about this? Because this has absolutely made my year. The first sort of couple of weeks of lockdown, they were putting out content pretty much on a daily basis. And I was literally going on my Facebook page waiting for them to post new things. I was so excited to see what they were going to put on there. And it only lasted for a few weeks, but generally speaking, they've come back even more. They seem to be more in the public space now.
Aye.
They've been doing like some of the live drive-through things, like because they do DJ sets, which seems weird.
Yeah.
But God,
it seems like most failing celebrities.
Yes, absolutely. However, Dick and Dom are doing it right. Some of the stuff they were putting out, it wasn't a try-hard thing. They were still doing the kind of comedy. Because when you look back at it, Dick and Dom, when we were growing up, a lot of the humour was probably lost on us. We probably watched it thinking, this is a fun thing to watch. Like Dick and Dom in the bungalow and stuff like that. And like the bogies thing, obviously it's like, they're talking about bogies.
Right, Chris, I'm going to do a game of bogies with you right now.
Oh, that's not going to work.
Bogies.
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 Okay, I've got neighbours.
This is not. Oh God, I'm gonna have to work on the audio with that one. Oh dear God.
Had to be done.
But I think now watching back some of the clips from like, especially Dick and Dom in the bungalow, there is so much humour in there that completely goes over the heads of kids. That as adults you're like, that's genius. There's so many certain things that are just like, that's brilliant. The whole Stoke-on-Trent thing. Have you seen the Stoke-on-Trent video?
I maybe need to watch that back. Yeah, you've got a lot better memory of Dick and Dom than I do.
It's it's brilliant. It really is. So to see them come back now, and did you see many of the videos they put out on like Facebook? First couple of weeks of lockdown?
Not really. I saw them on Good Morning Britain, to be honest.
Oh, were they on Good Morning Britain?
They were doing like they've like made an alarm like app. Have
they?
Yeah, they've like made a It's basically an app for waking up.
Oh,
basically.
Okay.
But it's them doing the Dick and Dom like annoying
catchphrases and stuff. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I would definitely get that. I think.
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of
they were arguing that it does work.
Of course. But some of the videos they were putting up were just so simple, like having a get. So obviously they were doing it from their own homes, so doing it like this, like we are now, and they were having like a game of Jenga, or a game of Battleships, or just like playing games like that. One of the videos they uploaded were literally just both of them having a roast dinner together, and not saying anything. It just kept going between them, just like eating the dinner or something, and just like laughing at how ridiculous it was that they were doing it. But it's just, again, it's that kind of surreal humour, and it was just, it was that nostalgic kind of trip back.
I see it
and everything.
I think they were like behind their times. Like they should have been around at the same time as all these other comedians, like Rick and Bob and stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe.
Whether they're a product of all those, I don't know, but yeah,
I think they are. When again, if you go back now and kind of look at a lot of clips from like I say, especially like in the bungalow and stuff, you will see so much surreal stuff in there that really
it makes you think, like, had they been around the same time as Vic and Bob and other comedians like that, would they have been more successful at being comedians and stuff?
See, I don't know.
Would they have been the revolutionaries of it all?
I don't know, because I think with both of them, they both had like kids' entertainment backgrounds. Cause I'm pretty sure Dom... Is it Dom? I think Dom had like a magician's background to him. He like did magic tricks and stuff, didn't he?
Yes, he did, yeah.
So I think he had that sort of kids' entertainment background. So I think, although he has that, you know, obviously grown-up adult humour style to him, he also tailors a lot of it for a younger, more palatable. You know, they're not rude, really. They don't say...
No.
They don't swear, they don't anything like that.
If they had been born like 20 years earlier, think they'd have been up there with some of the best?
The thing is, I don't know, because it depends what things they would come out with. It depends what they would... It depends what they
Thanks
do.
For the raid, Sam.
I don't know. Sam, thank you very much. This is one of the streams where we can't react to it, unfortunately, but thanks, guys. We're currently talking about Dick and Dom.
In the
bungalow. Yeah, Dick and Dom, I don't know. It depends what... Obviously, we don't know what their content would be like if it wasn't tailored for kids. I feel like Dick and Dom would be able to do some awesome sketches that were like more adult focused, like kind of fast show type. You know, well, maybe not League of Gentlemen, not to that side, but more fast show, like say Vic and Bob, that kind of thing, 90s style humour. But yeah, I think Dick and Dom are kind of one of those comedy pairings that obviously will always be related to kids' entertainment, but there is definitely that factor that attracts is the right word, but you know, the adults get the humour as well, and it is still funny to this day, I think. So yeah, I think
I'd be happy with my daughter watching that when she's a bit older.
Absolutely, I think so. So. Creamy Muck Muck, Diddy Dick and Diddy Dom. So yeah, the comeback of Dick and Dom, I think, has been a major thing
Bogies
in this
will
time.
Always be in our hearts.
Bogies will always be in our hearts, and it's why we will die an early death.
Yes, definitely.
Oh dear. Is there anything else you would like to add to?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Did you hear about the bar that walked? Sorry. Did you hear about the bear that walks into a bar?
I did not.
He asked for a whiskey and a Coke.
Okay.
The bartender says, "Why don't one pause?" There you go. No, actually, National Hero.
Very good, Mr. Wise.
Captain Tom.
Oh, Captain Tom Moore, of course.
What is that noise that I can hear? I think that could be a noise. It's like a ringing noise.
A ringing noise?
Can you hear that on chat?
It's not... Is it that?
What is that noise?
It's not my chair, is it?
It's like a... Could be. But yeah, Captain Tom.
No?
What a legend. Sorry, Sir Tom.
Sir Captain Tom.
Yeah. Sir Captain Tom. Is that a thing? Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's still Captain Tom Moore, so...
So much good, Charlie. Well,
absolutely. It's a legend. It's great.
Yeah, it's definitely your voice that I can hear. It might have just been my headphones. making like a buzz, like a brrr.
Is it coming from my microphone?
Yeah.
Hang on, let me just turn my microphone off a second.
Hi, everybody.
Can you...
I can still hear it. It might just be me. I don't know.
Could you hear it whilst the microphone was turned off?
No. It's only when you were talking.
Is it the chair?
Yeah. Sir Captain Tom.
Yes.
What a ledge.
Absolute legend, yeah. Legend out of nowhere.
Yeah. I mean, you know, he'd already served his country and then decided to do what he did.
Yeah.
Which was it? Did he do 100 laps? Was it 100 laps?
Yeah, because he just turned 100, hadn't he? He was turning 100 or something, so he did 100 laps of his care home or something, wasn't it? Or
something like that. Yeah,
his
it was like
residential
around
home,
block,
whatever
like,
he's in.
Yeah.
Which for a 100-year-old in like his, state and
mental.
everything, that's fucking immense.
I've met 100-year-old people in my job, and
sorry, is that 100-year-old people or 100-year-old people?
I've met a lot of 1-year-olds. No, I've met a few 100-year-old people.
Yes.
In my job, and they never seem quite as agile as he did.
No.
During what he did.
No.
Yeah.
The thing that always
crazy.
gets me about him is just listening to him speak. He is just so... I think he's such a very articulate man.
Yeah.
He's
still with it.
He's still so with it. And he's just a genuine... Because the thing is with this is that he's not doing this for... He's 100 years old. He doesn't need the attention. He doesn't need anything like this. Everything, single thing he's done is about like doing something for other people and raising awareness for other people.
About his day.
And just gone about his day. And like he's always done, like when he's done interviews with other people. So like he did an interview with David Beckham.
Yeah.
It's like, one England captain to another English captain kind of thing. And straight away he turned it back onto David Beckham, saying like what a great captain he was and everything, and like taking it away from him. So I think it is that genuine
very
feeling
humble
from him, and inspirational, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Just thought he deserved a little mention there.
Yeah, no, absolutely, he really does. I've not actually seen. Because the thing is with the internet, again, not wanting to get the negativity, but no matter what anyone does, like you said earlier, you could do the most amazing thing and someone would manage to shoot it down. I've never seen anything mentioned.
I heard some people calling him chauvinistic because he asked for some hot young blondes to be by his side when he was doing his race.
Really?
It was obviously a joke. But,
for God's sake.
Which is amazing from this 100-year-old.
He's a 100-year-old guy, for God's sake.
Let him have the blondes.
Let him have the blondes, as many as he wants. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, there's always someone to like shut it down or make some inappropriate comment. But the majority of stuff, or pretty much everything I've seen about Captain Tom, where everyone's been like, what a hero, what a legend kind of thing. And just we need more of that.
Genuinely nice person who's raised a hell of a lot of money.
Absolutely.
The NHS.
Absolutely.
We've also been to the space station.
We've been to the space station. Oh, yes.
Tesla.
Yes, of course,
They sent SpaceX, they sent the first commercial flight up to the moon. Yeah. Privately owned flight up to the moon, which is crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's the older we're getting, the more viable it is for stuff like this.
That was great. That was the first time since I was young that I've like looked up at the stars and thought, "What is that? It?"
Yeah,
looking for it, like, is that the rocket? Like,
yeah. It
was great.
It is crazy
to think
watching
that they were actually flying up there.
Yeah, I think the thing that I always gets me with the Tesla and the SpaceX thing is the I'm not technical with this, but the things landing back down, like the thrusters landing back down on the pads.
Yeah,
that is incredible. It is the thrusters, like the boosters, thrusters, whatever.
Yeah.
So I think like the very first one of them landed and the other one fucked off somewhere, and people were like, "Oh, well, that's not going to work." And it's like, yeah, but one of them landed. That's still something to be,
Yeah. Definitely.
And then everyone since, they've just like landed at the exact same time on the exact place that they're meant to land, and it's like that. How is that even possible?
Crazy, isn't it?
It does just completely, like, you think you're open-minded and you see something like that and it's like, I don't know what's going on in the world.
We have no idea
And
about
what's possible.
whatsoever.
Absolutely.
Aye.
One last thing that is something that you put on your list that I forgot to, but I think we should probably talk about that we've appreciated, is the artists and bands that have been putting out great content.
Yes. That was the table, by the way, not me. The music that has come out from all sorts of varieties of music, bands and artists. Just during lockdown, whether it's been live streaming it on special events like the Meerkat thing, or just putting it out on the Facebook pages or whatnot.
Yeah,
it's been great.
There's been loads of different live events. There's been some that have been sort of like charity based or like raising, obviously with the times that we're in, actually raising money for the music community and for local clubs and stuff like that. But yeah, just generally speaking, whether it's been bands just releasing songs or like albums, like lockdown albums. Personally, for me, the Goldfinger, the videos that Goldfinger were putting out were absolutely brilliant, and we just every single week on. I think it was a Sunday they put it out, was it, or a Saturday?
There's a lot of people asking for an album to be made.
They should definitely do an album. I think just like
a
lockdown
album.
A live album.
Yeah.
But it was just so well put together. I mean, John Feldman I love John Feldman to bits. John Feldman is the lead singer and guitarist of Goldfinger, but he's also a music producer. Hence why it was so well produced, I think, because he knows what to do. But yeah, it was just so well done. But yeah, generally speaking, like you said, there's been a lot of, like festival type events being put on, where obviously bands have pre-recorded stuff.
June of the Tinkle.
What?
June of the Tinkle.
I might do another tinkle. We're so close to the end now. I'm not going to go again. But yeah, there's been these festivals put on that, like I say, bands will be pre-recording stuff, sending it to the promoter or whatever, and then it just it's in times like this, feeling like you're at a festival and seeing all your favourite bands. It's been, I think everyone's needed something like that.
I think it's been more so on the sort of smaller scale, like the lesser known bands or lesser followed, Smaller bands and artists definitely, but they're like even the big ones have made their efforts, like the whole Compare the Meerkat thing. Like we take that and Little Mix. It's been good.
It has been good.
My niece absolutely loved the Little Mix one, which was
great
to see.
I saw that on Facebook.
yeah, she proper loved that.
Yeah,
that was good.
Yeah, I think it's that thing of there has been things for people of all ages and people of different music tastes. I imagine, I don't know, obviously, like I'm not massively into certain genres, but I imagine a lot of different bands have been putting out similar content and stuff. But just live streams, like Bowling for Soup. Well, not Bowling for Soup, but Jarrett from Bowling for Soup has been doing a lot of live streams of acoustic performances. Chris from Lesson Jake did a lot of. I say a lot of. I think he did 3 acoustic.
Krista Makes a Podcast,
exactly. That was another point I was going to make. A lot more podcasts about as well, which has been good.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Again, I can think that comes under the whole creativity thing. A lot of people have been not forced, but a lot of people have been wanting to get their brand out, I guess, and just doing different things.
Finding new ways to promote themselves.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. But I think this...
But rightly so.
Yeah, right. Oh, absolutely, yeah. I don't think anyone has had any issues with it.
So.
Like this weekend, Bowling for Soup are doing 2 live shows. I think it's tomorrow, actually. 2 shows back to back, and I think they're doing it from a live venue. Obviously, there's no people there, no fans there, and you can pay for it, but I think it's quite right. I'd pay to see Bowling for Soup live on the internet, doing a live show and everything.
Absolutely.
So yeah, there's been a lot more content like that has been very much needed. So this is the point in the podcast where we go to our chat, our live chat here on twitch.tv/Jonesy90. Got to get that plug in there.
Absolutely.
So everyone in chat, what has been your highlights from 2020? What have been, no matter how little or how big, whether it's been something personal or just something you've enjoyed that you've seen, content maybe from people. What have we?
So I was just trying to read that massive story.
I'm trying to read this from Russ.
Yeah.
Can we? Let's just have a look. Okay, I'm going to read it out. I've not proofread this, so
doing
I
a different
apologise
voice, different accent.
A different accent?
Yeah, Scottish.
I can't do Scottish.
Irish.
I thought it would be hilarious. No, I know. It's so long since I've done a Irish accent. Oh my god. I feel like you should do the accents, to be fair.
Cockney? Can you do Cockney?
Oh, not for a long period of time. I could do really shit Russian.
I want to do Scottish.
Go on, you do a Scottish. You do a good Scottish accent.
I thought it would be hilarious to go to the toilet at 2:30 in the morning, then run and bomb back into bed. As it's 2:30 in the morning, my brain wasn't working correctly. So at 16 stone lad bombing into bed equals not a fun time. I went straight through the bed, scared the shit out of my poor Keela. She didn't speak to me for 2 days straight. Then I went to IKEA to buy a new bed. Bought a fucking king by accident instead of a double. And got even more in trouble.
God, Russ, that's... I'm so glad I didn't read through all of that before you reading that out. Oh my god, that's amazing. Jesus.
Whoops.
Whoops indeed. Yeah,
So
dive...
is that a genuine highlight of your year?
That's in fairness. I mean, he's
quite the highlight.
He's got a new daughter and everything, but that's been born this year. But I think Russ's big highlight has been
breaking his bed,
breaking the bed by dive bombing it.
What a ledge!
That's fantastic.
What a ledge!
Had you been?
Come on, what's your highlight, Twigs? Gem, come on.
I had a great time doing it. Had you been drinking before? Does he say that in that? Had you been drinking before, or was that just a thing that you do early in the morning?
He went to the toilet at 2:30 in the morning.
2:30 in the morning?
Aye.
Oh dear. Well, we've all been there.
Year for smack bottom.
I tell you what, now I'm 30, a lot more early morning toilet trips.
Really?
Oh god, yeah.
I am still in my 20s. So
you're still in your 20s, so you can't say anything.
I'm still 29, so I'm good till December.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, like I remember when I was sort of like a little bit younger and living at home and like waking up and hearing either my mum or my dad like going to the toilet I was like, surely you can go through the whole night without needing to go for a piss or whatever.
Meg does that, but I don't know. Apparently, I must have a strong bladder.
You must do, but yeah, no. Now I would pretty much not every night, but most nights I will have to get up in the middle of the night and go for a piss. Nah, man, just popped into my head. Thought it was a good idea. We've all had good ideas at 2:30 in the morning.
We have.
The only problem is that
as long as you shouted Hadouken as you jumped into bed, it's all good.
Surely it'd be a Russ Fodar, wouldn't it?
Charlesy, come on. What's your highlights of the year? Or Gem, or Twigs, or whoever else we've got.
Anyone in chat right now. What has been your highlights of this year? No matter how shit this year has been, and I know it has been incredibly shit for everyone, there's got to be some tiny positives that we can just pull out from the. Yeah, that's the problem with asking Chelsea. I'm not going to repeat that one out there.
What? Come on, give me an accent and I'll do it.
You what?
Give me an accent and I'll do it.
Russian.
I love that dinner advert where it's like, what do you struggle with? And the first lady says, I wet the bed.
God's sake. That has been
What Meridian Gems in?
2020 highlights. You might as well do... Oh, Australian.
Not too special, but I had a lot of fun before the lockdown in January. where I met up with some mates I hadn't seen for a while and started to rock climbing.
Started to rock. Started to rock.
Started walking a lot more this year and found some hidden gems. Wink, wink. Of places around where I live.
Very good. Very good.
Very good.
See, this is it. Find the positives.
Yeah, rock climbing. Holy shit. That's supposed to be like really hard to like get into though.
It is. I started back in the shit days. I did some rock climbing. I don't know if you remember.
Oh yes, with that thunder.
Yes. See, they say it's rock climbing, but there weren't rocks.
Coloured thimbles.
Yes, exactly. So there were no ropes involved. It's all free climbing and stuff. It was. No,
from what I've seen, it's quite like the more you get into it, the harder it gets. And,
some of them, Jesus Christ, like some of them are like proper like over. I'm not getting the angle right on there, but like proper angled things like that, and it was like proper Spider-Man people walking up it.
Oh, like okay. Yeah, like where they go around.
So it'd angle up like that. You'd be climbing up, and then it'd angle.
Don't know why I'm using my hands.
That way.
Yeah. So like
they'd be climbing that,
and then
but it's all free climbing, and it's like, how are you actually holding on to that?
Yeah,
it's insane.
Serious strength.
I remember.
Have you got quite into that then, Jem? Or you? I don't know. Have you just started with it, or
learn something new every day? Absolutely.
Yeah, learn something new every day. There you go.
I've probably not mentioned that. That's probably what it is. I've not mentioned that before. No. I once got to... So I was doing like an easy route. So like all the different colours, each colour is like an easier climb as such. So like say your blue one is your easy one, and then it goes to green and yellow, so you know which ones to go for.
I didn't know that. I thought it was just like...
No, so it shows you like what route to go for. But one of them took me like to the top of a certain thing, and like I say, remember, you're not strapped in or anything, and even though it's soft mat things below you, I got to the top of the one of them and then had a sudden panic attack of like, I need to get back down now. If I fall, I'm pretty sure I'll at least break one bone in my body. So then I just very slowly made my way back down. It was awful.
Kind of got put on pause after a few weeks because of lockdown. Yeah, that's the only trouble with this year. But would you consider it like a skill you've learned this year, which is different from the norm? That's like the main thing, isn't it? It's like you've done something different.
That's it. I think a lot of people, if you've taken something up new during this time, then hopefully it's something that you're gonna, continue and take forward. Like I wish I would have taken this time to spend more time on the bass guitar, and I haven't.
Yeah,
it would have been a perfect time to do it, but instead I've...
That's another thing. A lot of people either get guilt tripped into thinking a certain way, or they start thinking about themselves about like why didn't they look back at the time that's already been in lockdown, like not at work, and they think, why didn't I do this? All these other people have done all these amazing things, but it's completely, for each person, it's different for everybody.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
Like for me, it's during lockdown was the busiest I've ever been in my life, because I was being a dad. I'm still a dad every day, but like I get to go to work, like. Whereas Meg is doing this every day, apart from when she's working on an evening or she does certain days or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But every day I'm not at work is still... It's hard. It's hard work.
Of course it is.
It's just life, but it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
But it's still a lot of time spent doing it. It's time consuming.
It is, yeah. It's not time off as such, whereas a lot of people thought that.
No.
It's still time just spent doing things.
You're like filling your time to incorporate all these things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I can also... So I just read Ross's
Imagine
comment
Jonesy at the top of the
you
wall
just
screaming non-stop.
on top of the wall.
Hey, I
Fucking
might have
go.
screamed maybe
Let it go.
twice. Yeah, it's
Music and
scary.
Warhammer for me. Yeah, definitely.
It's all different things.
Yeah.
Comparing
So
yourself to
Charlesy,
others.
who I was talking about earlier, I don't know if you were on watching at that point, Charlesy, but I was on about us rekindling Warhammer interests and friendship, as such.
You're not
It
real
was
friends.
a good time for that. Yeah. But music, Charles makes a lot of music, which you've actually played on here.
I have indeed, and I may play again at some point.
Yeah. It's good chilled out vibes.
It is chilled out vibes, absolutely.
I was talking about you little bitch, as he's just said. He's called himself a little bitch. So.
He did that himself. You can't say anything.
Charles, if you want to plug yourself, now's the chance.
Go on, Charles, make the plug.
New banger. He's already on it.
But yeah, no, you're right in what you're saying. I think it's a lot of people may, like, even though I say I regret not, taking more time to learn the bass and stuff, I'm not disappointed in how I spent my time during lockdown, because I used a lot of time of it to do the streaming, which has been an incredibly enjoyable thing for me. It's just that thing of, I could have maybe spent a bit more time doing that, but really, there were still other things.
I think that's just human nature to think of what you could have done.
Yeah, it is, absolutely.
Not what you have done. It's what else you could have done.
It's what you could have done. Which in a way...
I think it's a flaw in the human...
well, I don't know, it depends to what extent you take it. It's that thing of, I think it's a good thing to always challenge yourself and think, I could do more, I could do this, I could do that. But it depends to what extent you take it. If you take that as a challenge, rather than a defeat, it's like, oh, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, rather than, oh, I could have done more of this, maybe I could make some time for that. I think it depends how you take it. So, because I didn't get to do anything on the bass really during lockdown, hopefully in the future I will think, right, I'm going to put some time aside to start learning the bass properly. And other people just doing different hobbies and things like that, and instead of looking at other people and comparing yourselves, like has been said in chat.
At the end of the day, we could have all used this time to have a fucking university course into economics or some shit.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
none of us did.
No. There's no rule book. There's no rule book.
It's all personal. It's all...
Yeah. It's all relative.
Life,
it's all relative. There's no
Life's
right or wrong way of doing it.
Spend all of your time learning. And if you think like having this extra time in lockdown from work should be spent like just soaking up all this information from like a learning program or anything like that, then fair play to you. But that's not the way I roll.
No. No, I agree. It's I think, again, speaking earlier in learning through lockdown how to kind of be a better person, I think previously I would have been that person and constantly thinking, on my hang-ups and stuff and thinking, oh, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do this? Where it's like, I did what I wanted to do. I've I feel I've been productive in certain aspects. In terms of especially streaming and online presence and stuff like that, getting the stream to a place and the channel to a place that I'm happy with.
Absolutely.
Wasted time isn't wasted if you're enjoying it. That is a very, very good thing to say, Chelsea. Absolutely. Yeah, true. I think that's a good thing to kind of go off there.
I think it's, it's like, just because, I can't think of the words. I was just going to say, but Charles is taking the words out of my mouth there. As long as you're enjoying your time, what else matters, right?
I think a lot of the time people maybe spend too much time trying to think what is the right thing to do or correct thing to do.
Yeah.
Whereas really,
what have I been told is right?
What you've been told either by friends, family, society, or whatever. But really, if you're enjoying yourself and you're doing the right thing, I mean, this might not go well towards serial killers and stuff, but if you're doing if you know you're doing a thing that is legal.
No.
But that you think you're enjoying your time.
A lot of people think time well spent is something that will earn you a qualification or something like that.
Yeah, it don't have to be that.
And that's not the case.
No, absolutely.
Just learning a lot about yourself is very important. A very important thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I do agree. Those who had to work through it all deserve a free pint.
Absolutely.
As Charlie just said. No, yeah, that's the point actually. Key workers.
Yes.
During all this.
I live with one.
Apparently, I'm not one.
You're not one. I'm not one. My partner
but
is.
But your missus is.
My missus is, yeah. My partner is.
Whether it's through the health service or through other means.
Retail. Well,
retail,
yeah. Shop, yeah.
Yeah. Just did
Here's my pint.
So they've worked through it all.
Yeah.
And they're still working, whereas we've gone back to work and we're just into it. They've had no time. They've had no months off of all this. So
no,
yeah,
it's been a very different way of spending it. Really. Yeah, it's every. To be fair, coming out of all this,
can we do a clap?
It's gonna
like an NHS clap, but for key workers on stream.
Key workers on stream, and also in the house downstairs right now.
Can you clap in chat as well?
Yeah, everyone can hear it right now.
Clap, but with a crisp packet in between. Just us. Okay, cool.
There we go. Yeah, I'll get you a pint, Jax. Don't worry. It's been really hard. Yeah. No, it has been hard.
I'll get you a pint, Jax. Even though I think I bought you breakfast at some point. I don't know. Not breakfast. Maybe
Excuse
lunch.
Me?
I don't know. Maybe I didn't.
What are you buying?
I bought you drinks on your 30th at some point.
Drinks were bought for people on my 30th. I think that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, I do feel like it.
Shall we just have a quick, because we didn't actually get to it. We'll try to keep this vague. What have we been binge watching during this time?
Ooh, good question for everyone. Like Disney Plus was like a big thing when it came out.
It came in at the right time.
I feel like I have not
I've not
used my worth of paying that.
I've not either. It started off that way, but I haven't.
Yeah, I started watching Mandalorian. I was catching up on old films that I used to watch when I was young.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've stopped. I haven't even finished Mandalorian season 1.
I haven't started Mandalorian, and I need to.
It's
I
good
really
for
need to.
But at the same time, I'm like, well, whatever.
Yeah, I really want to watch it. And they've just brought the trailer out for the second season, haven't they?
Yeah. It is great from what I've seen so far. I don't know why. I just don't get back into it.
Well, it's just, again, it's that
Baby
thing.
Yoda is amazing.
Yeah.
It's one of those memes that you see everywhere and you think, oh, fucking Baby Yoda. But he is. He deserves the hype.
He does deserve the hype, yeah. But Disney Plus, definitely. I've seen Disney Plus, the Jeff Goldblum series on Discovery.
The Boys.
Oh. What?
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah. The Jeff Goldblum series on Disney Plus is great.
Yes. Oh, Jeff Goldblum is my favourite person, but yeah, it's amazing.
As Russell just said, The Boys is fucking fantastic.
We need to watch that, because do you know who's coming into Series 3? Even though Series 2 has only just come out.
Shit. Someone.
Yes. Jensen Ackles.
That's the one.
Dean from Supernatural. Yes, he's coming into Season 3 of The Boys. Yes, I think me and Jax want to watch The Boys, because it sounds really good. It sounds so good.
Sounds so good.
So what have we got here? Where? Charlie, what are your thoughts on the average airspeed velocity of a laden swallow?
Was it an African swallow? No.
Yeah, is it an African swallow or a European swallow? This is the question. A YouTube channel called That Chapter delves into weird and bizarre crime investigations. Ooh, that sounds good. That sounds like something me and Jats would watch. Yeah, we've been watching a lot of serial killer stuff over the past couple of months.
I think Meg should come around one night and just join you guys, because she's
really
all about that stuff. She loves murder and death.
It's really interesting. It's you know, it is so interesting. It's hard to call it binge watching, but I suppose we did in a way. So there's the Ted Bundy confessional tapes on Netflix, which is one of the best documentaries I've ever seen, generally speaking.
Bundy.
So well put together.
I think was that who Zac Efron played in the film?
Yes, it is. So we watched.
Meg watched all of that, and then we watched the film that he made, and she was like, "Well, that was shit."
So I think
she was like, "It didn't show anything."
No, I think because the film is it is focusing more on the relationship side of things rather than the actual things he did. I totally get because we did the same thing. Well, I mean, Jax had watched them before, but I watched the documentary series and something else before I watched the film. And yeah, it's very different. I think it was. I enjoyed the film. I think it was okay.
Don't fuck with cats.
Don't fuck with cats. I didn't watch that.
I will not watch that.
I refuse to watch that. I know
what it's about, so I will not watch that.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch that.
No way. Have you rewatched it, Russ?
Christian, not watch Fuck with Cats. No, I'm not going to. Jax, I know Jax watched it, I believe.
Jax has watched it.
Yeah.
She a mental path.
I think from what she said to me, I think you... yeah. I don't think it's more the fact of what you... It doesn't show the kind of gruesome parts of it, but it's more what it kind of suggests and things. You can't blame the film for your different expectations. That is very true. I think it's very straight. The film about Ted Bundy, I don't know. I feel you would maybe have to have some kind of knowledge of it to kind of fully get a lot from it.
Well, this was a thing. So Meg had watched the whole information about.
I think, to be fair, if she was going straight from
I saw a few snippets.
Yeah.
And then it came out on Sky or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And we watched it, and I kind of watched it with her, but she was like, this is... It's like... She said it was good, but it was a bit sort of romanticised.
Well, yeah, it was, but then again, I think that's like Charles says. I think it depends what you're expecting from it. So, like, if you're going from watching the documentaries and then watching a film and expecting to see what you did in the documentaries, you're not going to get that.
That's the same with most films.
With it being a blockbuster film, a big film on Netflix at least. It's going to be more mainstream, so it's going to have more of a backstory to it. But I actually quite enjoyed that because I learnt a few more things from that I didn't know from before. The Zac Efron one.
Shockingly evil and something vile.
Shocking evil. Yeah, it was basically the words that the judge, the way that he described him. I mean, John Malkovich in that, who plays the judge, is brilliant.
Definitely.
And plays the judge very well.
Again, great performances and everything. Yeah,
fantastic performances. You got Jim Parsons in there. Sheldon from Big Bang Theory. He's
Not
in there.
everybody loves Jim Parsons or Big Bang Theory, but still.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, going back to a lot of podcasts and stuff, I started listening to the David Tennant one recently. He has a podcast, and he was talking to Jim Parsons a few weeks ago. And I think if you listen to that, you will get a much different view on Jim Parsons to maybe what people would think about him.
I love Jim Parsons.
I like him, but I think he gets a bad rap from people, and I think listening to that, you get a more human view from him.
I don't get the whole Big Bang dislike.
I don't. It annoys me. I think it's a lot of.
I think it's nerds saying it's not nerdy enough. You've got it wrong about us being nerdy. We're not that nerdy, but also nerds not being nerdy enough.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think it's a lot of pretentious nerds that just get angry about it, to be honest. I just think it's,
I think it's people who have been called out and not liking it, to be honest.
Yeah. The thing with Big Bang is I know that it's not, the most genius kind of groundbreaking kind of comedy. It's just a nice, easy watch, I think.
It's easy watching.
At no point would I say that Big Bang is one of my comedy highlights ever.
Golden Globe winning, is it?
No, it's not.
It's just
a nice thing. It is what it is. Exactly.
Penny's
I think
quite nice looking. So does that. And Howard is a legend.
Howard is,
In fact,
yeah.
no, Raj is my OG.
Oh, it's Raj. Oh, okay, fair enough.
Raj
enough.
is just amazing. Love Raj. Just awesome.
Okie dokes. So, Russ, thank you so much, man. So, yeah, there's... What else have we been binge-watching? We've actually been binge-watching all the Supernatural.
Nice.
That counts under the lockdown period, I think. We're just coming up to series... No, we're on series 14, so just before the last series. So we've been watching that again.
I'm still trying to work out who's got my series 1 to 5 DVDs.
I still don't get
idea.
that.
No,
I mean, we've finished with them now, so you can borrow ours.
Might do. I thought
now,
it was
now that you have
Amazon,
to pay...
but they've taken it off.
Oh, I was so pissed off with that.
Gutted.
Because we'd been watching it on Amazon Prime, and just as it got to the point where Series 15 was coming back on air, they suddenly put the prices up. So Amazon know what they're doing. They're clever little fuckers.
They do.
Having dealt with Amazon at work a lot more, and seeing how they deal with things, it's easy to see how they make the millions, and I dislike them for that.
They capitalise on every fumble. Definitely.
Yeah, they do. I mean, again, this is something I could get into. Probably not for the podcast, but yeah, I have my issues with Amazon.
Completely off the topic. This is a question for you, Chris, and for everyone watching right now. Are you ready?
Possibly.
What is a normal spoon?
Is this a question or a joke?
No, this is a genuine question. What's a normal spoon?
What's a normal spoon?
Yeah.
To eat with?
Yes.
I would go with I use a tablespoon.
Tablespoon.
I would eat a dessert. I would eat a bowl.
Now, is that a big spoon or a normal size spoon?
You know the difference between a tablespoon and a teaspoon, right?
I do. I'm asking you.
A tablespoon is... Well, no, a tablespoon is a normal size. A tablespoon doesn't change in size.
So does that mean that a teaspoon is a little spoon?
I would class a teaspoon as a little spoon, yeah.
Yeah. So you're normal, like me then. So, okay.
Okay, so I think we need some context.
Here's some examples of food. What would you eat it with? So.
Oh, okay.
Ice cream, like a tub of Ben and Jerry's. What
tablespoon.
Would you eat that with? Tablespoon.
Yeah.
Okay. A tin of beans.
Tablespoon.
Yeah. Okay. SpaghettiOs.
Out of the tin or on a bowl?
In a bowl.
Tablespoon.
Yeah, okay. So you're normal then?
I'm pretty much a tablespoon guy. I will.
Yeah,
you always use a tablespoon.
So, what if you're making a cup of coffee?
Teaspoon.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad you're normal.
Yeah.
I was listening to the Rooster Teeth podcast.
What is this conversation? Yeah.
And, yeah. No. I eat everything with a teaspoon because I like little bites. There you go. That's it. Another person who's indifferent. So,
yeah.
It's different to everybody else. Jack's is different.
She is. Well, whenever I'm getting like a dessert ready, I know to get me a tablespoon out and Jack's a teaspoon out.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Yeah.
So I was listening to the Rooster Teeth podcast, and they were having the argument of what is a normal size spoon.
Okay.
It's basically a boyfriend and girlfriend, and she said, "Just get me a normal size spoon," and he says,
"What's
well, which size is that?"
Okay.
So she meant a tablespoon.
Right.
He thought she meant a teaspoon. And there was Gus on that saying he uses a teaspoon for most things, like most desserts and everything. I just found it odd.
It really is a divide between people. I genuinely think it would be a 50-50 split.
Yeah. My sister uses teaspoons for everything too. There you go. There you go. So you're the same as me, but there is other people out there that do use a teaspoon.
Yeah. It's like I will... What about a
Like if you
sport?
got a lemon meringue, what would you eat that with?
Lemon meringue? Teaspoon?
Yeah.
Tablespoon. I won't eat anything...
You just use a spoon.
Yeah,
a tablespoon.
I don't
Because
eat anything with a teaspoon. I use a
a
teaspoon...
teaspoon is literally made for stirring.
The only time I use a teaspoon is to make a cup of coffee or a cup of tea for someone else, or if I'm measuring something at the moment with recipes, I will stir it with the teaspoon. Yeah. I don't use it to eat anything. I use a tablespoon to eat. However, I know that Jax will use a teaspoon to eat with. My mum would be the same. My mum always uses a teaspoon to eat, but me and my dad would use a tablespoon.
Dessert spoon. Now, is a dessert spoon same as a tablespoon?
Oh, a dessert spoon tends to be longer. So a dessert spoon... I can't believe we're 3 hours into this podcast. We're talking about spoons.
You know, like if you've got a sundae, that's like that long thing, right? And it like goes in it.
Well, I mean, I think you're talking like Knickerbocker Glory region here.
Yeah.
But yeah, dessert spoon tends to be like a longer handle, and then the spoon on the end of it to kind of like get into a deep bowl.
Is that a dessert spoon?
Yeah,
or a sundae spoon.
Oh dear, this is... I don't know. I feel like
now you're thinking.
That's because you all have big mouths. I mean, that could be a good point actually.
That was something that they said on the Roasty podcast. Gus was calling everyone a big mouth monster.
Do you know what? This is a good point. What about a soup spoon, though? A Sunday spoon?
Soup spoon is different.
Actually...
a soup spoon is a soup spoon. It's more rounded.
It's rounded. A soup spoon is rounded. A teaspoon and a tablespoon are both the same shape, but just one's bigger and one's smaller. A soup spoon is a definite kind of more...
A soup spoon is like proper round. Yeah. Designed to like scoop up juices.
Absolutely. Katie, thank you very much for the raid. That is very kind of you right now. You've joined an amazing time where we're talking about different spoons. That's amazing. I can't believe we've got to this point, talking about positives of 2020, and we're talking about spoons.
It's a serious topic.
It is a serious topic. Dessert spoon is like this. Bigger. Soup spoon is more ladle-like. Yeah, it is, I suppose. It's kind of got a...
Yeah.
It's a rounded, deeper kind of depth to it to get the soup.
It's just round. It's round. Whereas like a spoon is like a good like chipper and scooper.
And scooper.
Spoon. Yeah.
But
if you eat ice cream with a teaspoon, it's just gonna like chip little bits away.
Oh, eating an ice cream with a teaspoon must be a nightmare.
Yeah, exactly. But some say it's more like a savour thing, so you savour it more with a teaspoon.
I mean, there is that, but yeah, I don't know.
But you can still savour it with a tablespoon. You know?
Yeah, I did. So I spoke to the resident spoon expert just now. Got Uri Geller on speed dial. My God, you don't want to eat ice cream with that guy.
Yeah.
Fucking mess everywhere.
Fucking false round carpet.
Oh, dear. Well... I think we've spoken about binge watches. We've spoken about everything else, haven't we? I think is this probably a good time to end the podcast.
I don't know. So, all right, one more thing.
Okay, one more thing.
It takes guts to be an organ donor.
Oh, for God's sake!
No, but seriously, one more thing. So you got cake. What do you eat cake with?
Tablespoon.
You would eat cake with a tablespoon?
Yeah.
Not a fork?
Okay. No, that's a fair point, actually. Yeah, no, maybe a fork. Probably a fork.
But what about an ice cream cake?
It depends what cake it is. If you've got a slice of cake, then a fork.
What if it's an ice cream cake?
Ice cream cake? What, like a ice cream sandwich thing?
Yeah.
Spoon? I don't know.
The seriousness.
I don't.
this topic.
Oh, my head hurts.
It's amazing.
That's a lot of angry Irish people. Fork.
I'm like that factory from Matilda.
Fork.
Love it.
Fork in hell.
Forking head.
Oh.
Bruce. If I had the
Matilda.
chocolate cake, I would do that right now, but I don't.
No.
I've got no cake.
You got no cake to
I'm a
hold
man
you
with
down.
spoon dreams.
Oh, if everyone isn't dreaming of
Fork
spoons
dreams.
tonight, then I'm very disappointed in us all.
Yeah. Have a good talk to yourself, especially you, Jax, about your spoon choices.
People using the wrong spoons, I don't know. What is wrong with everyone?
Tablespoon does the job all round.
It
Apart
does.
from tea and coffee.
Yeah, no, because if you do that, you're pretty much at the width of the mug anyway, aren't you? You're not going to get anything done with that.
Yeah, you're just gonna ding a ding a ding.
I realise I can't be making any of those movements down at this angle. It's got to be up here.
Yeah, you just got to ding a ding a ding a.
You just got to ding a ding dang down here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dearie me. Right.
Okay.
So we'll bring things to a bit of a close now. So future plans for this podcast. We have gone way longer tonight. I
About
feel
2 hours.
yeah, by 2 hours than probably what we intend this podcast to be in the future. But
Have you guys enjoyed it?
Yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed it because this has been a lot of fun and I think it's been a good comeback. I feel in the future it will be a lot more. Shut up. I feel this will be a lot more concise in the future. So as things stand, I don't know if you're still at the same thought, leader. It will still be fortnightly, every other Friday.
Yeah,
if you're still for that, yeah,
we should be good for that.
Yeah, good for that. Okay, so the way that we're wanting to do it is obviously tonight we've gone with a very kind of specific. Well, I say specific topic.
Toffee.
A very
It's very nice.
specific to Fifi, Kofifi.
Toffee is
A very specific Oh my god, I can't speak.
very specific topic.
Specific topic of positive personal highlights and stuff of 2020. In the future, every single episode is going to come under like kind of a different category. So 1 week it'll be like movies, 1 week will be video games, 1 week will be TV, 1 week will be like funny news stories maybe, or just like more general real life stuff.
If there's anything you can think of before we finish this podcast, please let us know.
Yeah, in terms of like...
We might cater towards that. If not, just let us know on
the socials and stuff, which I will get into in the... Yeah, so basically what we wanted to do is like do a kind of... We'll come round to different topics every, 4 or 5 week cycle. And because those are such wide open topics, we can talk about a very specific thing within that. So obviously video games, there's loads of stuff we could talk about. TV, there's loads of stuff we can talk about. So it's a long format
D&D.
kind of
Talk
thing.
about that if you want to talk about D&D.
Yeah, D&D. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Like one week can be like a miscellaneous week where we just talk about whatever we want, sort of thing.
Random shit.
Just random shit.
We're
exactly.
good at that.
Yeah, we are good at that. So feel free to play my music in the breaks. I will try and sort that out, Charlesy. Absolutely. I think I need to get a break thing for this. I think one thing I've learned for this podcast is I'm not going to be drinking again. I think drinking a bottle of wine for this podcast is not a good idea.
No, I think it's helped me. I think
in terms
I've done all right.
Maybe one alcoholic drink,
seven
but
drinks.
Having several glasses of wine does not help the bladder situation.
I've had 7
You've had 7 drinks.
ciders.
You've had 7 ciders during this podcast.
Hell yeah!
Jesus Christ, how are you still going? Oh dear
I'm
me!
not lightweight like you. It's all good.
It's all good.
Baby.
It's all good. So that's basically the future plans for this podcast. So
Stop chugging.
this I would say that this stop chugging. Yeah, okay. Can you chug wine? I suppose you could.
Chug.
I finished it. It's gone. It's gone.
Get another bottle. Get another bottle.
I don't have anything left. Sad times. Sad face.
You're as poor as I am.
I am as poor as you. Payday next week, yay!
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say that this first episode has been a little bit messy to a degree. Hopefully you haven't heard it too much on the audio version or the YouTube version. Stop complaining, Lee. You know it has.
I'm not complaining.
It's been awesome. We did need to wee.
This is what to expect from a live podcast.
That is very true. No, I've enjoyed it.
I think we've done a very good job.
It's been a very enjoyable.
Done a good job.
Everyone seems to have enjoyed it. Everyone's saying yes.
I think Mr. Jones has done a very good job. I think he has.
Thank you, guys.
I'm just sat on his back, just enjoying the ride.
Lee's very much a part of this. Just because I set the things up doesn't mean he's not a part of it. He comes up with the ideas.
I'm just sat on his back, enjoying the ride.
You don't get wee breaks on Joe Rogan. I mean, he has a point.
Yeah, but Joe Rogan goes for about an hour and a half. We're on 3 hours 15.
3 hours. You get Joe Rogan to talk for 3 hours without going for a piss.
He probably would, to be fair. He's a fucking beast.
He is, in fairness. Yeah,
he'd probably just go for like 10 joints.
Yeah, he'd probably sews it up so he can't go.
Yeah.
Oh, dear me.
Good old Joe Rogan.
There we go. All right, guys. So,
very good.
We've done a great job. Thank you. Well, I'm glad people have enjoyed it. That's the most important thing, even if it has been a bit long. As long as people have enjoyed it, we've enjoyed it, they've enjoyed it. We've done a good job, right?
Thank you.
There we go. So, guys, that brings an end to this episode of the Wise and Jones podcast. You can catch the video version of this over at my personal YouTube channel, which will be youtube.com/JonesLUSC. However, maybe this weekend there might be a Wise and Jones podcast only YouTube channel that it might be on. So I'll have to keep you updated on that one. So we'll have to see how the weekend goes in terms of that. Hopefully we should have an audio only version of this up on iTunes very soon. Again, keep your eyes out.
Are we ever going to get guests on this, do you think?
Yes, absolutely. I would love to. Like getting Charlie on at some point, I think would be a good idea. Getting Sam maybe at some point would be awesome.
And you guys want to be a guest on this?
I'm sure some of these guys want to be a guest. Want to be a guest. Would anyone want to be a guest?
Anybody want to? I can't even say it.
For God's sake!
I did my first number of the evening. Fuck.
Trying to do the outro and it all gets fucked up completely. Yeah, no, I definitely think getting guests on this would be a good idea. Like I say, getting Charlie on. If Charles wanted to be on it at some point, absolutely.
He's giving us a wink.
Yeah, I would probably get in touch with Sam Longstaff at some point because I think he'd be an awesome guest to have on.
Great.
But yeah, as basically as the weeks go on, and the kind of hopefully as the podcast grows. Maybe we'd get the chance of getting more people on, so that'd be awesome. So yeah, for those watching or listening in the future, just a little reminder that this is streamed live on Twitch. I'm sure you will probably have gathered that from tonight's episode. So that is at twitch.tv/Jonesy90. Where of course you can ask questions live and get involved with us. Get Meg on for a serial killer chat. That would be interesting. Would Meg do that?
Possibly.
Well, if Meg's going to do it, then I think Jax needs to do it as well. That's the only problem.
Yeah. We'll just sit
We'd have to have
let them two do it.
No, I'm part of it as well. I'm quite into it now.
Oh, okay. I'll just let Meg go in my place.
Yeah, okay. I'll host it and just have Jax.
Otherwise, I'll be sat in the corner just like, yep. You kill people.
I'll host it and have Jax and Meg on. It's fine.
Yeah. Be fine.
Mr. Wise, where can people catch you on the social medias?
They can catch me on the Twitter at FutureLaw, at FutureLaw, but with a 4 instead of a, just to be an awkward dickhead. I'm 12-year-old boy.
I'm sure that's really clear for people.
It's at FutureLaw at Twitter, but a 4 instead of an A.
Yes.
Basically. Or you can text me on this number. No, I'm not joking.
No.
Or just message Chris and pester him until you get to me. That'll work.
Pester me and I'll give all his details out.
That'll
It's fine.
work.
I
Yeah.
don't care.
It's fine.
And you can see my ramblings on Twitter, where I am at cjonesy90. I stream regularly every week on this channel. Again, twitch.tv/Jonesy90 if you want to see me failing at retro and current video games. Everything that we just mentioned there will be linked in the description, probably of the YouTube video, because we don't expect you to memorize all that. So yeah, head over to the YouTubes, where you will be able to find the links to all our socials and everything that we've probably mentioned during this podcast.
Future L4W.
There we go. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, I think that's pretty much it.
Party stream.
When are we going to do those party streams again? So, if we're doing this every other Friday, then the party streams will be the Fridays in between, essentially. That is still the plan. Friday is always kind of party stream night. So, yeah, the weeks that we're not doing the podcast will be the party streams, Chelsea. So, I'm looking forward to those as well.
Coolio.
So, yeah, that has been thank you. Yeah.
That has been thank you.
That has been thank you. That's been a brilliant night.
Pleasure talking to you, humans.
Thank you very much, everyone, for an awesome stream and an awesome return to the podcast. So it is a goodbye from Mr. What?
I said thanks, everyone.
Oh,
what's wrong with that?
No, it was just I was saying. Sorry. So it's a goodbye from Mr. Wise.
And it's a goodbye from Mr. Jones.
Until next time, guys, take care of yourselves, and we will hopefully see you all very soon. Farewell!
Enjoy the winter.
Yes.